SBC Media Partners presents Selinsgrove Seals Football. Selinsgrove Seals Football on SBC Sports Live.
Neil, news for Seals Nation.
Well, I tell you, one great feature that Selinsgrove is going to have and the fans are going to have is the YouTube video is going live at 6:50. So if you're just tuning in to the YouTube video, you are now getting the opportunity to catch some of the pregame as we get ready to get underway here in 2025. As the Selinsgrove Seals will be on the SBC Sports Live YouTube all year long. Ryan, you watch a lot of these from the videos at home. It's got to be a nice feature to be able to get into the game a little 10 minutes early and get yourself pumped up, grab whatever it is that you're going to enjoy at your home or wherever you happen to be, watch it on the YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would always, last year, be waiting. It'd be right at kickoff. We would get that on. And not that I don't like listening to you or Coach Briggs. I enjoyed it. Actually, I did enjoy listening to Coach Briggs because every time I listen to him, I'm like, oh, man, that's really smart. That's really good. And it makes me feel dumb, you know? And so, you know, I'm glad I went first when you started with Selinsgrove because you followed with Dave Hess, Coach Hess. You followed Coach Briggs. And there is a game this year I can't make. I don't know who you're bringing in, but I'm sure they're going to be a really good coach. And I like it and I don't like it. But you're right.
Well, I'll tell you exactly who I'll bring. October 3rd, the game at Shikellamy will be with former coach Mike Ferraro. He'll be joining me, getting his debut. You know who I asked? I asked Derek Hicks as well because I thought maybe, be a good – but he's got other plans, which is fine, but maybe someday we'll get his debut as well. But I'm looking forward to Mike Ferraro. He came on with us during the game last year. We talked with him over a quarter, very impressed. Obviously, he knows the game very well. Looking forward to that. But so that's October 3rd, where Coach Mike Ferraro will join us at Shikellamy to cover that game.
Why couldn't you ask somebody like Ray Moyer? Yeah, why does it have to be football coaches? Get a basketball coach on. Maybe make me sound a little better.
How do you spell his last name? Maybe I spelled it wrong when I sent out the text message and didn't get a response from him. So, but maybe next time, Ray, if you're listening, Ryan wants you in the booth to fill in for him so that he can sound a little smarter, I guess, is what he's trying to explain.
I wouldn't say smarter. But maybe on the same level as football knowledge.
Again, Selinsgrove dealing with trying to put a lot of emphasis in the run game coming in at that offensive line that Matt Winrick talked about that he was pleased with in the scrimmage. And the one that's hoping to benefit from that will be senior Brett Rice as he looks to put his injury season behind him. And the senior tailback showed promise as a junior, rushing for 420 yards and 3 touchdowns, but struggled to get it into his junior year. We saw he had a really breakout, speaking of at Shikellamy in that game. He had a great game at Shikellamy. He filled in, went over 100 yards. So we're hoping to see a lot of that from. He's another guy. Another Selinsgrove type program guy, and now he's on the big stage getting ready for great opportunity.
And I actually talked to him. He was a neighbor of mine before I moved, and as along with Teets. So Teets and Rice, they live cul-de-sac to cul-de-sac. But I talked to their dad, Brett Rice's dad, at the district championships for track and field. And he was saying, it was rough for Brett with the injuries and dealing with it. So I bet Brett is pumped right now, healthy, coming in the beginning of his senior year. Would not surprise me if he comes out tonight and just has a monster game.
Well, the leading receiver returning for the Seals is very person you're just speaking of. Wyatt Teets provides some needed experience at the receiver position and as a defensive back. He caught 11 passes for 213 yards a year ago, including catches of 57 and 52 yards against Twin Valley and Berwick. He also added 62 tackles on the defensive side. We're going to take our final break, come back, get ready for the opening kickoff and the start of the 2025 season with Seals football, brought to you by Seals Game Day here on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com.
Today, everything from work to play and everywhere in between needs energy. And E.H. Kleckner in Montandon has just the thing, Form Energy. It's the better choice for sustained energy and focus to go the extra mile. Choose your favorites from 4 highly tested flavors, including Screamin' Freedom, Grape Smash, Orange Fury, and Blue Blitz. Form Energy offers mental focus and hydration so you can unlock your full potential with 200 milligrams of caffeine and 0 sugar. Get Form Energy today at your favorite retail account.
At J.J. Powell, we know keeping your home warm shouldn't be a hassle. With Easy Pay, you get capped pricing, budget-friendly payments, and automatic delivery, so you can relax and take it easy. Don't wait. Join online at jjpowell.com or call 800-432-0866 today. J.J. Powell, take it easy.
Grandma's recipe. It's his grandpa's legacy. It's your weeknight dinner. It's her early morning harvest. It's your family time. It's their family farm. For more than 100 years, Wise Markets has stocked our shelves with produce and dairy products from local farms. And when you want to give your family fresh, high-quality food, you can trust the stores that carry our family name. Eat better. Spend less. That's Wise.
Troy Zerman, head coach. Meet my team.
Trevor Mitros, tight end.
James Stokes, linebacker.
Brian Janelle, quarterback.
Tyler Undercuffler, wide receiver.
Gabe, running back.
At Zimmerman Motors, the Jeep capital of Central PA, we're catching all the incentives. See the huge savings online.
So stop in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Sunday.
We're your one-stop shop. Call us at 988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
Big moments deserve big celebrations. The Polished Party Place in Selinsgrove delivers. With shelves of stylish decorations, your event will shine. Plan with Polished Party Place. Custom themes and flawless details. Here or wherever you are celebrating. Weddings, showers, receptions, graduation parties, birthdays, and so much more.
Heard the national anthem that tells you what we're here. Get ready for this opening to the 2025 season. And Ryan, when we hear the national anthem, I just want to hand it off to you and say, what's going to seal the deal for victory for the Selinsgrove Seals?
This is a real hard seal the deal, Pat, and I did 10 years plus worth of these. But it's a unique game one. I think for Selinsgrove, just don't try and win the game right away. Come out, settle in. You got new guys. It's game one of the season. And ultimately, it's a broken record, but the turnovers win the turnover battle. And I think if they can just slowly get themselves into this game and play mistake-free football, they're going to be sitting pretty come late in the game.
Take a look at the weather. 78 degrees under sunny skies. Going to move through the night and stay in the lower 70s. But again, under starry skies, again, just going to be a beautiful night for high school football as the captains are making their way out to midfield. Across the way, Rocco Amato, Brett Rice, Owen Hoffman, and Logan Dressler, the captains for the Selinsgrove Seals. For the Juniata Indians, you got Shep's captain, number 11. Also 54 is Conrad Long, 88 is Cordova, and number 6 is Nealman, senior, 6 foot, 180 pounds, captain for the Juniata Indians. Again, under a beautiful sky, looking at the starters once again. If you're just joining us, Selinsgrove will go with quarterback junior Rocco Amato. In the backfield will be Brett Rice, Colton Fegley, or Alex Madari in the backfield. The receivers, Teets and Neidig. Tight end will be Bettle. The offensive line, Hoffman, Voss, Dressler, Peters, and Portwood. You'll also possibly see Caden Oliveri and London Magnuson at the guard position for the Seals. On the defensive side for the Seals in the defensive backfield, the corners, Fordyce and Neidig. The tight end or the safety will be Teets. The linebackers, Bettle, Rice, Hoffman, and Dressler. Up front, Vasquez Magnuson, Peters, and the sophomore Portwood. For the Juniata Indians, quarterback Kondo, Ramirez, the running back, along with the fullback Bargo. Receivers Sheps and Nealman, the tight end Nace, that's Josh Nace. The center is David Nace, and then guards will be Long and Harlan, and the tackles for Juniata Nace and Bringinger for the Juniata Indians. On the defensive side for Juniata, the corner position, Ty Rolls and Colton Rolls. Rolls is the senior, Jasper the safety. The linebackers, Nace, Houtz, Nealman, Long, and Cordova. The defensive line, Bringinger, Noble, and Harlan for the Juniata Indians. As both teams have broken from the sideline, made their way out on the field, and Selinsgrove will kick this one away. As that seals game day, driven by Sunbury Motor Company with Ford, Hyundai's in the North 4th Street Auto Plaza in Sunbury, and Sunbury Motors Kia's routes 11 and 15 on the strip in Hummel's Wharf.
Well, I see you got a couple freshmen already out there for the Seals for the kickoff. So here you go, freshmen. Welcome to high school.
You look on the number, because that's one thing that Coach didn't pass along, and who's kicking this off is that Logan Dressler kicking it off. I wonder if it would be him, and I do think it's Logan Dressler who will get the season underway here on Eagle 107, Eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. This is Sheps. Straight up the middle, hit, taken down quickly. Nice job by the special teams coverage on the kickoff on an explosive player, and Sheps making the quick tackle that time. Sheltman, that's Max Sheltman, the sophomore.
Max Shelton with the tackle.
So Selinsgrove will go on the defensive side first. Coach Briggs always enjoyed seeing the Seals kick it off and able to get a good look at the opponent during the first half and make those kind of changes at halftime. Exactly how it plays out here for the Seals to start the 2025 season. Bettle goes to the right as a linebacker. This one's going to go to the right. Hit, immediately taken down. It's going to be back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. Vasquez involved in the stop there for the Seals.
That's the kind of start you like to see, though. I mean, two Seals getting to the ball right away, shedding the lead lead blocker to get the tackle. That's Selinsgrove defense to a T right there.
Up front, as we talked about, Vasquez playing on the defensive end position along with Magnuson, Peters, and Portwood. Be huge for the Seals. Quarterback drops back, Kondo throws it out the flat. It's going to be incomplete. It's intended for his back coming out of the backfield, Ramirez, the junior, 5'4", 165 pounds, but it falls incomplete. And just that quickly, it'll be a 3rd down and 10 for the Indians.
And that was one of those plays. It was lateral, kind of close to getting a backwards pass there, but Ramirez jumps on the ball anyways for Juniata. Calls incomplete, so they don't have a loss of yards there, but 3rd down coming up.
Got to find out where Sheps is. He split far to the right with Jonathan Knighty going him. Going to go to him, but not able to make the connection as Kondo falls incomplete. A 3-and-out for the Seals defense. And they're going to set up in a punt return against the Indians.
Well, great start to the season for the Selinsgrove Seals and the defense. 3-and-out, get them out off the field and get your offense out here. Hopefully they can get the same good start that this defense did.
Wyatt Teets will drop back. He'll be return man for the Selinsgrove Seals, looking for the Sheps punt. He also does that very well for the Indians. Watch for the fake, and this explosive guy gets it and gets it away. Teets is going to have an opportunity. Oh, off his face mask, hits the turf. He picks it up, shakes one defender, but then a host of red shirts will finish him off, led by number 44, Josh Nice, making the stop, the sophomore on the punt cover team for the Indians.
Teets had a presence of mind there. This sun is brutal. I mean, it's really hammering us. Sure, it makes it somewhat difficult to catch these punts, but Teets, like I said, presence of mind just to gather it up when it came off his face mask there and keep possession. And you said it, Pat, very good field position for the Seals as they start out at the 41-yard line.
Rocco Amato a year ago, just under 1,000 yards at 982 yards, 7 touchdowns and 5 interceptions for the sophomore quarterback. He's in a shotgun formation with Rice behind him. He's going to look to pass, gets rid of it, making a catch is Teets. Teets is going to get tackled immediately, but a good 5-yard pickup as he gets it out beyond the 45 to the 47-yard line So it'll be a second down and medium for the Seals.
I like the play call. It's a timing route, too, on an out there, which we didn't see too much of in the scrimmage, but the timing was there. Nice delivered pass there by Amato. And there you go. Teets already with his first catch of the season on the first offensive play, showing a little bit of that experience he got last year early on here.
Teets 11 catches, 213 yards a year ago for the Seals. They stay in the shotgun, pistol look, turn, give it to Rice. It's going to be a flag. It's going to be first flag of the game, and maybe the Seals got off a little too quickly there. Going to walk them off. So going from a 2nd and 5, and it's going to walk them back to make this a. Actually, they're going to say Juniata was offside, so that's going to give the Seals a first down. Some mistake on the defensive side for the Indians, and the Selinsgrove Seals will benefit from that to pick up a first down into Juniata territory at the 49-yard line.
What's wrong with you, Pat, to even think that we would have a penalty this early? What? Have you lost it over the years that I've been gone?
Yeah, I didn't have you there to support me. So here we go. First down and 10 for the Seals. Their first down of the season. Amato gets snapped. Going to give it to Rice. Going left. Hitting the backfield. Leading the way was Harlan. The sophomore defensive tackle made Rice turn up inside. And it's a loss on the play. Back into Selinsgrove territory. Back to the 46-yard line.
Well, you had Voss pulling there as the guard, but the penetration was too quick there on the left side of the Seals line. And actually, Voss and Rice ran into each other just because the timing just wasn't there because of the quick penetration by Juniata.
Voss is the guard on the left side for the Seals. Now they're going to go trips to the left on the 2nd down and long for the Seals. Called it 2nd down and 15. Amato going to look to pass. Look it deep down the left sideline. Got Teets beyond the defense. Makes the catch. And he's going to be hit and taken down inside the 20-yard line, close to the 18-yard line. There's that deep throw from Rocco Amato to his main target, Wyatt Teets.
What a beautiful throw, too. And he had to throw it off his back heel, off of 1 foot, had pressure. But the athlete that Amato is, he's able to create a little bit of extra time by stepping back, throwing off the back heel, and he put it on the money. That is a very difficult ball. When you can't step into your throw, it's hard to get that right touch, and no issue there for Amato. And a great job looking back into the sun by Teets to catch the ball. That is a big factor right now, the sun early on in this game.
Stay in the pistol look with trips to the right this time for Amato. Getting the snap, rolling to his right. Gets a block from Rice, gets rid of it. He's got Bettle, the tight end, making the catch, shakes the tackle, and it's going to get about 3-4 yards on the catch from your tight end, mixing it up for the Seals.
And 1 block away there from Bettle, really getting close to the end zone, if not in. But either way, another out route there with the rollout by Amato. So Amato's shown us some pocket passing. He's shown us some quick, snap and quick pass on the out. Now he rolls out and buys time. He's looking really sharp early on here.
So catch a short there, but it keeps a positive play for the Seals deeper into Juniata territory. Just underway here in the 2025 season. Selinsgrove's opening possession. Amato turns, give it to Rice. Squeeze off to the right, shakes one would-be tackler. Not going to get much there as he's covered over by red jersey. So it's going to be a 3rd down here for the Seals, trying to pick up a first down to keep this drive alive.
Well, so far the Seals offensive line has shown really good stuff in the passing protection. Running up between the tackles there, they've been getting in and stuffing it here early on. So Selinsgrove, that's one thing I'm sure after this drive there's going to be some conversation about and tighten up the offensive line in the run game.
Calling it a 3rd down and 7. 6:46 to go in the opening quarter. Amato rolls to his left, looking, buying time, under pressure, and he's going to go down. Cordova comes in, finishes Amato off, try to stretch that play out a little too long, and a big loss on the play is going to put the ball outside of the 20-yard line to make this a 4th down and very long for the Seals.
And that's one of those there you just want to get rid of. I don't know if you have the kicker for a field goal at the distance, but if you get rid of it, makes it a more manageable 4th down, which you're going to go for it. They're doing it here as now they're looking at 4th and about 15. But, yeah, I mean, that's one of those just get rid of it and get a shorter distance for your 4th down attempt. But, again, early on in the season, young quarterback, these are things that they'll catch on as the season goes on.
Shotgun formation with the trips to the right. Neidig to the left. Amato steps up. Gets rid of it. It's got Teets. Makes the catch. Turns it upfield. It's going to be well short of a first down and blown out of bounds after the catch from Amato to Teets. Turns the ball over on downs, back to the Juniata Indians.
Well, it was a nice pass and catch, but Juniata gave that. They gave up everything underneath. They were not giving up the big play. They just wanted to get their defense off the field, get their offense back out there with some of those stud players they have. Now, Selinsgrove's defense, which had a great first possession, back out here on the field. I don't expect anything less.
They had a 3-and-out against the Indians on their first offensive possession. Selinsgrove gets the long pass from Amato to Teets to get it inside the 20-yard line, but things turned negative, and they give the ball back over to Juniata into the second level. Juniata Indians on a long run, that time by Nealman off the right side. Picks up a first down, the first down for the Indians as it goes out beyond the 25-yard line, close to the 30-yard line for the Indians.
Just Selinsgrove overplayed it there. 3 guys, too much pursuit, and the running back just cut it back up in, found a crease, but there you go. Teets having a great game, both sides of the ball, that time from the safety position, coming up with a big tackle.
Deep man gets the call from Kondo. First guy in there was Dressler. Also coming off that right side is that Owen Hoffman, who was able to get a hand on. Nope, actually that's 51 Magnuson, who was able to get in on him, but he ends up getting back to the line of scrimmage and more as he takes it out to the close to the 35-yard line for the Indians.
Yeah, almost a tackle for a loss there. Running back was able just to get out of the arms of the Selinsgrove defender. Picked up some nice yards, about 6 on the play.
Second down for the Indians. Their second possession of the night. 4:34 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Selinsgrove showing blitz. Man goes in motion is Sheps. He's going from left to right. He's going to get the pitch. Making a man miss. Rice gets him from behind. Magnuson in on the stop. Also able to corral Sheps is number 5, Sheltman, the sophomore. Helped make the stop, but it's enough for a first down for the Indians.
And Rice did a great job there staying disciplined. He forced it back inside and then was also able to get in on the tackle. But, you know, he did his job there. The play before, we didn't have guys the outside containment. And that time, Rice stepping up. Unfortunately, they did just get enough for the first down.
So the Indians take it farther out of their zone. Inside handoff this time. Ramirez gets the call. Dragon defenders. And he's going to get 5 yards on the carry for the Indians, just on brute strength that time by your starting fullback for the Indians, number 36, Isaac Ramirez, the junior, only 5'4", 165 pounds, but so strength.
Well, 54 for the Seals, that's Owen Hoffman. Man, what a great job. He was locked up with a blocker, was able to get off it right at the last second and get that tackle. That was a good textbook tackle there by Owen.
Kondo in the shotgun formation. Ramirez behind him, gets the call, going left. It's going to be close to a first down. Looks like they'll mark him just short of a first down. Coming off the hit was Owen Hoffman along with Dressler, but it's a third down and less than 1 for the Indians into Selinsgrove territory at the 49.5-yard line.
They're going to run up the middle. They've had some success here in this drive, running behind that line, getting the push. I can't see them out-coaching themselves here and changing it up. So Selinsgrove's got to toughen up there, especially in the center there. Don't let them get a push.
Kondo under center, though. He turns, gives it to the deep man. Off the right, got a first down. Hard hit. Owen Hoffman also coming up with Nash Fordyce to give a good hit, but the Indians move the chains and put it at the Selinsgrove 45-yard line. 2:25 to go in the opening quarter. No score between the Indians and the Seals. And the Indians got this ball. They turned Selinsgrove over on downs, and they put their best possession together so far on this one at the Selinsgrove 45-yard line.
Selinsgrove needs to be careful. There's been a lot of nickel diming here. They got to watch the play action, big throw.
Kondo rolls to his right, looks, gets rid of it. Got Sheps, goes up and makes the catch. They're going to say he made the catch just outside of the 35-yard line. Excuse me, 35-yard line. Again, it's going to be short of a first down, but a quick pickup between Kondo and his main man, Sheps, goes up and makes the catch.
Jasper Sheps showing his athleticism there, body control in the air, the way to catch the ball at the high point and still get a foot down in bounds. Very nice athlete there, doing some special things. Not every high school receiver can make that catch.
Comes up short of first down. It's a 2nd down and 2. Tight formation for the Indians. Condo's going to give it to Ramirez off the left. He's got a big hole. 2nd level. Dragon white defenders as he's going to be able to take it to the inside the 30, down close to the 25-yard line. So putting a lot of pressure on the Seals defense. What's one thing we've always said about Seals defense, Ryan? Bend but not break. We're looking for that from the Seals as they see the Indians move it deeper in their territory.
And the Seals just subbed in 3 defensive linemen here, some bigger bodies. Maybe they're going to get a little less speed here, but toughen up the middle.
Condo keeps it this time, going straight up the middle, gets a great push by those guys up front. See where they spotted down inside of the 25, maybe the 24-yard line. We apologize. The sun is just bearing down on us, as Ryan talked about. Make it hard to see the numbers. Doing our best here. Wait for that sun to go behind the mountains there. But right now, the bottom line is that Juniata has moved the ball deep into Selinsgrove territory. 2nd down and 5. Coming up on a minute to go in the opening quarter. No score. Shotgun this time for Condo. Drops back. Throws a quick pass out to Ramirez. Making the catch. Runs away from a defender. Brett Rice is going to drive him out of bounds. And get some help from Vasquez. But a good pickup. Quick throw from Condo to Ramirez makes this the 3rd down and a long 2.
Huge 3rd down right now for the Seals. And it's a short 3rd down. This is where they need to fix that issue in the middle there. They got to get the quicker step. They got to get the penetration. Clog that middle here.
Ramirez had 1 catch all season last year. He's getting a lot of work here in this possession for the Indians. Got some movement up front. A couple guys jumped. Vasquez on the left, and also jumping was Crew Carter. So that's going to be against the Seals, and that's going to give the Indians a 1st down. Trying to see if they're inside the 15-yard line. 51 seconds to go in the opening quarter. See if the Seals defense can come up with a big stop. Sheps is going to split far to the left. Neidick on him. Condo takes the snap. Gives it to the deep man. Going off the left. Hit upended after a positive pickup by the Juniata Indians to make this a 2nd down and 7. As we run under 35 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Selinsgrove did threaten against this Indian defense, but unfortunately stopped on downs. But now Juniata has answered it with a big possession here as they threaten the Seals defense with 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Back switches from right to left. Condo sends a man in motion. That's Sheps. Inside handoff. This one goes to Ramirez off the right, using his strength, but then bent backwards, as that will be the final play of the 1st quarter. So we're going to flip side of the field, see if the Seals defense can come up with a big stop. At the end of the 1st quarter, 0-0 between the Indians and the Seals. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at selinsgroveford.com.
My favorite part is the staff, and the aides are wonderful, and they treat us so well. We're always doing things, playing games. I think they're playing volleyball right now.
I love Nottingham. It's the 3rd nursing home I've worked at. Nottingham truly treats you like a family. They really are concerned with what's going on with you. There's nothing like being with the residents. I mean, you're a part of their lives now. You actually become part of their family on more than one occasion.
Timeout. We'll come back. Get ready for a big third down play here. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com. We're underway. Timeout was taken by the Seals. Personnel issues. Got to get guys in there. No score at the end of the first quarter, but again, the Indians threatening here, trying to get points on the board for the first time in the 2025 season. Third down, calling it 3. As Condo's in a pistol, he's got 2 backs in the backfield, wide receivers each side. Shep is to the left with Nidek on him. Selinsgrove showing blitz, turn, deep man. Ramirez gets the call, straight up the middle. Vasquez will make the stop, ball hits the turf. They're going to say he was down on the tackle as Selinsgrove comes up with the hit. It's going to be short of a first down, so now we're forced with a 4th down and a long 1 or 2 for the Indians, and they are not sending a kicker out that I see at this moment. Looks like they're going to go for it here on a big, huge 4th down.
Wow, senior Mason Vasquez there just making the play. He read that from the start, made a great beat on the ball, made the tackle. Ball did come loose, but not till after the runner was down. That was a huge play out of the senior.
Straight up the middle this time for Condo. It's a matter of push between the offensive line and the defensive line, and a spot by the officials. Have not seen the official call yet.
I don't think he got it.
I mean, make a call here as Juniata saying they got it, and it's certainly the ref walks in and says it's a first down. And Brian, we've done a lot of games together. I know one thing that bothers you is why did it take so long to make the call?
Indecision, yeah. The indecision there is what, and even if it's not indecision, you make us feel like it is by taking forever to make a call there. But there's a good stop there by Selinsgrove, just not quite enough. They got it by a hair. Now this is no bend area.
After the first down, the Indians have it 1st and goal. Ramirez gets the call off the left side, trying to get a push. Then he's going to be bent backwards. Jake Bettle in on the stop along with Sheltman. Max Sheltman, the sophomore. So 2nd down and goal to go for the Indians.
Man, what a statement this could be for this Selinsgrove defense. A confidence booster. They can get the stop here inside the 5-yard line. Started this first down. They can get a stop here. This would be huge in the momentum going here for their 2nd possession offensively.
Stay a tight formation as Condo goes up under center. Shep's in motion. He's going to get the pitch. Going right. Cuts it up inside of a tackle. Hit by multiple white shirts. Finally gets to the goal line and a touchdown for the Indians.
That's just effort there. That's a weight room touchdown, I like to call. Seals defense was all over that, but he was able to drag them the 2 yards that he needed, and he outreached over the line and got the touchdown. Not surprised when you need a score for Juniata, they get it to their star player in Sheps, and he answers.
Certainly does, and now they'll attempt the extra point. Coming in will be Lopez, the junior, will come in and attempt the extra point. On the hold will be House. Selinsgrove find themselves down 6-0 with the extra point coming. And does it get through? And it's no good. So the Juniata Indians do take advantage of a turnover on downs defensively to get the ball back. And they go on a long drive and put it.
It's the Kia Sportage Blowout event at Sunbury Motors Kia. Take advantage of 0% APR for 48 months on 2025 Kia Sportages or 0.9% APR for 48 months on 2025 Sportage Hybrids. They're going fast. Get 1.9% APR for 48 months on the newly designed 26 Sportage LX models starting under $33,000.
they can get early on to get their feet underneath them and just get a feel for this season.
Lopez, he did kick last year. He had 34 PATs on 41 attempts, but he comes up short on that PAT. And again, see Juniata put it in the end zone to lead 6-0, coming off a 16-play drive covering 87 yards. It took 7 minutes and 33 seconds before Sheps finally puts it in the end zone off a 2-yard touchdown run. The extra point no good again, but the Indians lead after that 16-play drive, 87 yards, 6-0. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
Back to receive for the
Back
Seals.
deep will be Rice and
Seth O'Connell set to kick off for the Indians.
And O'Connell deep back for the Selinsgrove Seals, waiting for this one. Or is that 21? Trying to see if it's 21 or 22 that's going to get the return this time off the bounce. Making the catch. That's Carter Crew Carter off the right side. Got some room. Gets away from a defender, and a flag comes throwing in behind the return man for the Seals. So this might all be wiped away, but it was a good return that time for the Seals. Taken off the bounce was Crew Carter, the sophomore. But again, a flag is thrown. It's going to be a holding against the Seals, and that will bring that one all the way back.
That's a shame. That was a very nice run by the sophomore Carter, and he bounced off a couple guys, showing some strength for the young man. But yeah, the penalty negates it. There's been a couple penalties here, not going Selinsgrove's way. Those are things they want to clean up as the game goes on.
Brian, we're looking for Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker plays of the game. Each quarter will look for candidates to award the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. And right now for this one, it's the Sheps 2-yard touchdown run as a candidate for the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Seals go back on offense, trailing 6-0. It's going to be a trips to the right this time for Rocco Amato. The lone man in the backfield is Brett Rice. One wide receiver to the left. Amato gets a high snap, but he handles it. Looking to get rid of it. Still got it. Rolling to his left, under a lot of pressure. Gets rid of it, and almost caught in and out of the hands of Teets as he had a defender barreling down on him. And Wyatt Teets, unfortunately, not able to come up with that catch after Amato was able to string that play out. But it falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
A lot went on in that play there. First off, you had trips to the right. You had a single out to the left. Got a lot of receivers there. Not as much protection on the line because of the 4 receivers. But the line did an excellent job. You did have Brett Rice in the backfield for extra pass protection. He really didn't have to do anything. In fact, until Amato rolled out to his left, Rice didn't really have to go make contact with anybody. A little bit of a risky pass there, rolling to your left into traffic. And Teets almost came up with that, but the defender got there just in time to knock the ball down.
So 2nd down and 10. Trip stays to the right. This goes to Rice. He's got room up the middle. Gets a good block out by the wide receiver. Caught from behind as he takes it beyond the 30 to the 35-yard line for the Seals to pick up a huge 1st down for the Seals as they trail 6-0 with 9:45 to go in the opening half.
Oh, what a great run there. Patience, seeing the field, making the cuts to get the extra yards. Brett Rice, beautiful run here, showing that experience. And he's a hard-working athlete, and he showed it there on that run with some power and some shiftiness. Man, if Selinsgrove can run the ball like that, that's going to open up a lot of things for them.
So 1st down and 10 for the Seals. Amato stays in the shotgun. Turn, give it to Rice again. Off the right side, trying to get away from the defender, and not going to be able to. Got strung up by the defender. That was Nealman. They got help from Harlan. It'll be back to the original line of scrimmage. For a loss on the play, actually of maybe a yard. Nope, trying to, again, see this all out as the sun starts to make its way behind the mountains in the distance. But they're going to say he's back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 for the Seals.
Yeah, that there, they had one receiver able to run block there. Unfortunately, there were 3 Juniata defenders on the short side of the field, which Selinsgrove ran it to. And Rice tried to make something happen, but just too many defenders there to bring him down.
Gus Maria goes in motion. Amato is rolling to his left. Look at deep ball. Trying to throw it beyond the defense to Teets. Teets is in and out of his hands and falls incomplete. Double teamed out there. So bumping going on, but no call. A little wrestling match between Teets and the D-back, but it does fall incomplete. 3rd down and 10 for the Seals.
That made me hold my breath a little bit there, but you know why? because who was the second defender there for Juniata? None other than number 11, Jasper Sheps. And he didn't make a good break on the ball there. His timing was a little off. Otherwise, I think he could have gone up and made that interception, but not the case. Teets almost coming down with that pass there. Great effort from Teets. Selinsgrove survives it, and they get a 3rd down and 10.
Stops the clock with 8:27 to go in the opening half. As Vasquez will split to the right, trips to the left. Owen Hoffman, the center, looking to get the snap to Amato. He does. Amato rolls to his left again. Under some pressure. Now it's going to get rid of it. Throws across his body, intercepted by Sheps. Sheps is going to make Portwood miss. Now trying to run away from Magnuson. There is a penalty on the play. Don't like that. Roll to your left and throw across your body. You've done it back-to-back times, and you're going to throw in the area of an All-Stater and Sheps, and it just doesn't turn out well.
And the penalty did come after the interception, so it's not going to negate the play. And this is what we talked about, keys the game a little bit, Pat, is don't try and win the game early on. Slowly get ourselves into it, play mistake-free football, and just keep this game close. The more it goes on, I think the more it favors Selinsgrove's younger roster, get them more in the groove of the game. But that time there, yeah, that was a forced pass. Rolling out to your left is tough, especially with a right-handed quarterback. That's a really tough throw, and maybe that's just one you throw it out of bounds and get the punt team out there and keep the field position. But not the case. Juniata, their star Shep comes up. And really, that's like the 3rd time he was, had a chance at interception. That time he comes up with it. But they're going to have, the penalty is against Juniata, so it is going to bring it back a little bit, but still great field position as they start with the ball at the 43-yard line.
Already leading 6-0 over the Seals. The Seals are trying to answer the touchdown by the Indians, but unfortunately, Amato throws his first interception of the season. Kondo takes the snap, give it to the deep man off the right side, dragging defenders, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. Good job, good push up front by the Seals. Sheltman involved in the stop, but again, give a lot of credit to those guys up front, getting the push they need when you especially think of Oliveri, the junior, 5'10", 220 pounds. Good push up front. Back to the original line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10 for the Indians.
Yeah, Sheltman and Oliveri. Sheltman was the initial guy there. He got it in the backfield. That's what gave them the tackle for the loss. But yeah, Sheltman and Oliveri doing a great job wrapping up and getting a loss on the play.
Sheps goes in motion. Kondo turns, gives it to the deep back off the right, gets to the 40-yard line, pick up maybe 2 for the Indians, set up a 3rd down and long. Actually, they're not going to say he got all the way to the 40-yard line, so maybe the 41-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd and long. Big play once again for the Seals defense, trailing 6-0 with 7:15 to go in the opening half. Sheps has the lone score of the night as he took it from 2 yards out, and again, allowing the Indians to lead right here, 6-0 over the Seals. Kondo in a shotgun, low snap, but he's got it. Some pressure, gets rid of it. He's got Sheps, makes the catch. Driven out of bounds by Neidig, but it'll be a 1st down pickup for the Indians as he's able to take it inside of the 30-yard line, down close to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line for the Indians. A good timing route that time between Kondo and Sheps.
Yeah, that's just that's an off-season route right there because Selinsgrove had the pressure. Juniata did a good job picking it up and giving just another half second for their quarterback, and the timing was perfect. He came out of his out, headed to the sideline. The ball was there. He's able to turn it up, get a couple extra yards, ultimately the 1st down.
Sheps out of the game for this play. 1st down and 10 for Juniata. Kondo turns, give it to Ramirez, gets away from 2 defenders. Now he's at 2nd level. He's going to get to the goal line, up the left side, touchdown for the Indians.
Just a tough play there. Selinsgrove had him in the backfield. That would have been a tackle for a loss, at least 2-3 yards, but he's able to break out of that tackle and then had just nothing but daylight. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to give up because you had him. You had him in the backfield.
Explosive play that time by the Indians to see themselves go up 12-0 with the PAT coming, or do they go for 2 to try to make up for the missed extra point from earlier? It looks like they're going to keep their offense out there and try to get the 2-point conversion here to push the lead to 14-0 over the Seals.
Man, you hate to give up a touchdown too when their best player, 11 Jasper Sheps, is on the sideline getting a breather. Those are the times that you need to get your stops.
Speaking of Sheps, gets the call off the right side, squeezes to the goal line, and he's not in, and then a late flag gets thrown in. So going to have a conversation here. We have a timeout on the field. The officials will meet as a late flag came in. Jasper's got the call going from left to right. And trying to look at the body language of the Juniata Indians, they're looking like they're going to stay out there. So maybe it's against the Seals as the officials continue to talk. Right at the goal line, they're able to stop Sheps short of the goal line on that two-point conversion. But the officials continue to have this conversation.
Now, if it was after the play, could it be something that's on the kickoff?
Dead ball. So it will be just that. It's a dead ball. So the PAT's no good. So Seals trail 12-0. 6:38 to go in the opening half. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
How much time in there?
Seals dealing with some adversity here as they open up the 2025 season, trailing at Juniata 12-0. Juniata tried the extra point the first time, was no good, so they decided to try to go for two, and they were able to stop Sheps. If you're looking for little victories, they were able to stop Sheps short of the goal line for the two-point conversion. There was a penalty after the play, so the Indians will be able to kick this one off from the Selinsgrove 45-yard line. Lopez will attempt it, kick it away. It's a line drive kick as Rice will take it inside the 5. At the 10, the 15, trying to get to the 20. Steps over defender and falls down to 20-yard line, and there'll be a flag on the play.
I'm not sure what that's going to be, Pat, because that flag was right there at the tackle. Are they going to call a block in the back here? Because the guy that did make the tackle kind of got shoved into Rice. That might be the call.
Well, the officials talk about it. That was a 4-play drive covering 42 yards, took 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Ramirez takes it from 27 yards out, all coming after the Sheps interception. The extra point no good. Juniata leads with 6:30 to go in the opening half, 12-0. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary.
Tripping on Juniata as our stat guy, Zach Showers.
I saw the reaction of the Juniata guy, did the palms up in the air thing, and that's usually a good sign that it did something that the officials caught, and that's exactly what happened. So Selinsgrove, a decent return by Rice, but helped out with the penalty, pushes the ball outside of the Juniata 35-yard line at the 36-yard line. Selinsgrove trailing 12-0.
It's an important drive here. Not necessarily you have to score, but you got to get some of the time off the clock. You got to get some confidence, a little bit of rhythm here. Being down 12 at halftime is nothing.
Rice gets the call, squeezes between two defenders beyond the 40, shakes out of a would-be tackler in the Juniata territory, continue to get a push all the way to the Juniata 45-yard line, assisting him on that run. Number 87, that's Sassaman, the sophomore, helping Rice along, pick up a huge first down in the Juniata territory at the 45-yard line.
Brett Rice out there just thinking, let me eat, baby, let me eat. Keep serving it, Coach. And right now, you know, he's had some big plays here in this second quarter. I think maybe start feeding him a little bit more, take some of the pressure off Amato and these receivers, and get that strong back in Rice. Let him wear down on that defense a little bit too with his style.
Only 160 yards a year ago for Brett Rice, but he is the main guy in the run game this year. Off the right side, falls forward, picks up a yard. Always talk about the key, falling forward, get that forward lean, and that's what you saw that time on a short run by Brett Rice. Making the stop was Nace, Josh Nace, the sophomore. A second down and 9 for the Seals at the Juniata 44-yard line. Ryan, it's worth mentioning, the sun's gone behind the mountain.
Thank you, Lord.
As we move to the right, which the sun was coming right in our eyes, but now we get a good look at the entire field. Nice little setup here at Juniata. Amato under center. I formation behind. The fullback is Fegley. This is going to go to Rice off the left. Underneath the defender and almost a shoestring away from maybe taking that even further for the Seals. But makes it a 3rd down and medium for Amato in the Seals offense.
I like that run there. You know, you make yourself a more manageable 3rd down. Rice seeing the field, cuts it back in, shows a good burst. And you said it, Pat, that was a hand on the foot that just tripped him up enough to keep that from being a 1st down and more. But, hey, the Seals are moving the ball right now. The clock is running, and they've changed the field position here. This is 2-down territory, I would imagine.
3rd down and 5. 4:25 to go in the opening half. Amato rolls to his right under heavy pressure, gets rid of it. Wyatt Teets makes the catch, runs into a tackle at the 30-yard line, but a 1st down for the Seals as we continue to look for Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker plays of the game. Oh boy, a big touchdown here late in this half would be a big-time candidate for the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game.
And that was a beautiful play. There's a play action rolling out here to the short side and pressure on Amato there. He delivers a perfect ball to Teets. Good coverage on Teets as well. And he bobbled it at first, but, man, he brought that right in, tucked it, and got the 1st down. Very good play there out of Selinsgrove offense.
Fegley, the freshman, gets the call this time. He's able to get a positive play, lean forward, pick up 2 for the freshman. Decent push that time by the Seals up front, and Fegley, the freshman, takes it off the left side. Going to get maybe 3 on that to make this a 2nd down and 7. For the Seals offense, trailing 12-0 with 3:35 to go in the 1st half.
Well, on 1st down there, getting 3 yards is not a bad thing. Good to see the freshman fullback in there getting his first carry, getting a feel for the game.
Amato under center. Knighted to the right, Teets to the left. Pitch is going to go to Rice to the left. Trying to bounce it to the outside. Showing some quickness. He'll be tackled as he picks up the 1st down. Brian wants a horse collar tackle as Rice went down awkwardly, but he does pick up a 1st down, and Selinsgrove in business, trying to get their first score of the 2025 season and cut into the 12-0 lead by the Indians.
I'm not the only one that wants that call. Coach Wenrick running down the sideline, jumping up and down. He wanted the same call. Not going to happen, but either way, Selinsgrove picks up the 1st down. They're in the red zone.
Clock starts up again after the 1st down. Going to come up on 3 minutes before the snap. 2 wide receivers to the right this time for Amato. They stay with that I formation look. Going to give it to Rice, the deep man. Fegley ahead of him. Rice gets away from 1 tackle in the backfield. First guy in there for the Juniata Indians was Conrad Long. Got away from him, but then was finished off after the 1-yard pickup for the Seals. 2nd down and long on a running clock at 2:39.
You don't realize it, Pat, though. That's a really big 1-yard run because he got met by defenders in the backfield, danced around a little bit, was able to get that yard. Easily could have been a 2-yard loss.
They gave him 2 on that one, so even better that way. 2:20 to go in this 1st half. Now wide receivers to each side. Amato under center, getting a snap, gives it to Rice. Rice off the left side, gets away from Harlan. Close to a 1st down marker, up the left sideline. Did he get in? Still talking about it, the officials, as Rice runs into the end zone, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds inside the 2, close to the 1-yard line for the Seals.
You know, it's almost better that he didn't get in there. Let's get another play, run more clock off. The way they're running the ball right now, I am completely confident they can get 1 yard starting on 1st down.
Amato gets the call from the sideline. After they reset the down marker, they'll start the clock again. 2:07 to go in the 1st half. Seals looking to get a late score as they did 2 years ago here at Juniata on a 41-yard field goal by Carter Young when the Seals were struggling, and that propelled them to victory as they came out and dominated in the 2nd half. Amato under center, keeping the ball straight to the middle. Not much of a push. It's going to be powered by red jerseys as Amato, as a coach would tell you, that's too high. He went in too high and made himself too big of a target.
I was just going to say that, just standing up, didn't have the power. He's got to get down and just get that push behind his line. I will say this to you, Pat, the last couple plays, a lot of hands on the hips for the Juniata defense. Every single guy right now out there has his hands on his hips. Maybe a little bit of the fatigue, first game of the year here. But yeah, definitely showing signs of a little bit of wear down for Juniata.
Amato looks over the defense. Gets up under center. Getting the snap. Pitches to Brett Rice. Going to the left. Getting a block from Fegley. Close to the goal line. Touchdown for the Selinsgrove Seals.
A beautiful play. Good pitch outside. What I like about that play is it allows Rice to catch it and then see the field. He can find the opening and burst through it, and that's exactly what he did. I think Selinsgrove found their go-to guy right now in this offense, and that's Brett Rice, the senior, out of his running back position.
Now, Kinley Weiser will attempt the extra point for the Seals off the Wyatt Teets hold. They got personnel issues once again. We saw this last year where they had to call timeout on extra points. They didn't have everybody they need out there, so it's going to be a delay or a timeout taken here to avoid the delay, as Weiser will attempt the first extra point of her career. Kinley Weiser on the soccer team, but I tell you, Ryan, good story here is I do a lot of walking. I'm a big-time advocate or a big-time walker, and I do a lot of walking up at Susquehanna. And over the summer, I would see Weiser with her dad practicing kicking, and this was last summer. And boy, she talked to her mom. I used to work with her mom, Mandy, and she said she had her mind set on it. She wanted to give this a go, and boy, she was there in the 90-degree weather, kicking extra points, and now she gets her first opportunity here. Man, you can imagine the nerves, not only for her, but for mom and dad and sister as well, waiting to see if she can boot this one through, and it would be a big one if she could. Selinsgrove right now trailing 12-6, and Juniata has been unsuccessful in their 2 PAT tries. So after the timeout, guess Maria will do the snapping. Wyatt Teets the hold, and Weiser will attempt the extra point as she walks off her steps and getting ready for this attempt. Looking for a good snap. On count. Teets calls for it. It's a good snap. The kick is up. End over end kick, and it is good. Weiser booms it through for the Selinsgrove Seals, and a huge ovation across the way as Kinley kicks it through. No doubter that time, Ryan. End over end, a beautiful kick. And, well, you saw Milton had a female kicker over the years, and she was a very good one in low pass. But, man, that's something special. We just saw history made as the first female to kick an extra point for the Selinsgrove Seals, and it's my neighbor, Kinley Weiser. I'm so proud of her.
Are you taking credit?
No, I'm just praising the girl.
I was going to say the same thing. Did we just see history? Has there ever been a female kicker? Has there ever been a female football player score a point for Selinsgrove? I'm sure Zach knows the answer to that. No, you don't know the answer? Or no, it hasn't happened?
There's never been.
But what a very important drive there for Selinsgrove. There were 6.5 minutes. They were down 12-0 after interception. And Juniata was able to put points on the board. Juniata struggling, though, in the PAT in their first score, not able to get on the 2-point conversion on their second score. And then here you are, 6 minutes and 30 seconds, all the wind in Juniata's sail. And Brett Rice and the Selinsgrove Seals march the ball down the field, eat up the clock. We're down to 1:20, so over 5 minutes they took off the clock, put a score on. Now things shift a little bit.
Dresser will kick this one away, end over end, a short kick, taken by the return man at the 15. Up the left numbers, getting to the sidelines, makes a man miss, and then finally tackled out of bounds in front of the Juniata bench. Right, something worth mentioning too, not only was the extra point good, but now you talk about how far did it carry and what is her range, because that ball didn't just squeeze over. It went over end, and got up quickly. So now that's something that special team coach watches to see if it came down to it, how far would she be able, and it's off of grass. That was the thing what Carter Young did 2 years ago. Not only kick a 41-yard field goal, but it was off the grass, and it propelled Selinsgrove to victory in the second half against these Indians.
And how much practice has she gotten this year with the team on grass?
Not much, I'm sure. Inside handoff for the Indians after the return. Pushing the ball outside of the 45-yard line. Running back for the Juniata Indians carrying at that time was Ty Rolls. And boy, showing good strength. Vasquez in on the stop along with number 44 for the Seals, and that's Blake Dressler. But a good run that time as we're under a minute to go, and there's going to be a timeout taken by the Juniata Indians. Give you a chance to let you know that scoring drive by the Seals, a 10-play drive, covered 64 yards. Took 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Rice finished off with a 1-yard touchdown run. The extra point by Weiser good and cut into the Juniata lead at 12-7. And worth noting, Rice on that possession, 7 carries, 50 yards for the senior running back for the Selinsgrove Seals.
And defensively right now, Vasquez basically leading the way for the Seals. He's got 2 solo tackles, but he's been in on 5 assisted tackles. Then you also got Hoffman from his linebacker position, 3 solo tackles and 2 assisted. The one thing that kind of stands out to me, there's only 1 tackle for a loss tonight. It's actually assisted between Sheltman and Oliveri, and that was for like a half a yard loss. So this defense hasn't necessarily gotten in the backfield so much and caused so many issues, but they have done a good job of containing things and making everything like nickel dime kind of offense. But Juniata has put those drives together in the nickel dime format, was able to get 12 points on the board so far.
Second down and short after the timeout. Kondo, deep man, gets the call. That's rolls off the left side. Going to be met by Neidig and taken out of bounds after the first down pickup. Brian, again, we said that was a 10-play drive, covered 64 yards for the Seals. Finished off by that 1-yard touchdown run by Rice. That scoring drive brought to you by Selinsgrove Ford, bringing you our scoring drive summary. So good run by the Indians to pick up the first down into Selinsgrove territory at the 46-yard line, 42 seconds to go. He was driven out of bounds, so it stops the clock. Wide receiver goes left for the Indians. That's Nealman. Sheps to the right. Kondo in a shotgun. Gets the call. Looking for a sluggo, a stop and go, but well done by Fordyce not to bite on that sluggo, and there was nowhere to go for Kondo. Falls incomplete. It'll be a second down and 10 for the Indians.
And that's just your pump and go. So you kind of showing out, you give the pump fake, and then you turn it upfield. I loved it. We called it a fly route when I was in school, played for Bill Scott. Absolutely my favorite route. But, man, for the sophomore? No, he's a sophomore. Yeah, and Fordyce, way to stay home. Way not to bite on that. That was all him. It was just him and the receiver together, and he completely shut that play down.
Coming up soon, we'll have the Liberty Basement Halftime Show. We'll give you our stats, also the scoring recap of this one, the Seals Athletic Rundown, and take a look at other scores going around the Valley. Kondo drops back, a screen pass. He's got his man, Ramirez, being chased from behind by Logan Dressler, and that's who's going to get to him. Actually, sorry, that's Oliveri getting him from behind. Great hustle play by your lineman who bit on the screen, but came from behind to make the stop on Ramirez.
And there could have been a penalty there for a push in the back against Juniata. But it was Oliveri and Dressler, I believe, in the 10. Dressler was the one that got pushed in the back, but he was still able to get in there and help Oliveri get that tackle. But, boy, that would have been a huge penalty against Juniata if we could have got a push in the back there.
With 25 seconds to go here in the first half, I want to put out the message. I've gotten a lot of message, and I know, unfortunately, when you don't have staffing show up for your assignment to be a cameraman, we are stuck with the camera where it is. There's nothing we can do about it. We strongly apologize. But, again, if you're in the stands and want to come up and just move the camera back and forth, we would be more than willing to help or have you. But, unfortunately, or if you know somebody's at the game and say, hey, they need your help, come over to the visitor size press box, go up and do the camera for the second half. We'd greatly appreciate it. But again, when you don't have people show up and take care of their responsibilities, this is the best we're going to give you right now. I very much apologize. I know it's frustrating, but again, and I mean this sincerely, all you would have to do is move the camera along with the football. You can do that here in the second half. Kondo drops back, looking left, gets rid of it. Man making a catch is Sheps, driven out of bounds by Neidig. And he's going to get out of bounds. Some extracurricular stuff going on, but no flag thrown there between Ramirez and Guess Maria. 21 seconds to go in the first half. 12-7 lead for the Indians off a Sheps touchdown run and also a Ramirez 27-yard touchdown run. And it got Juniata out to a 12-0 lead. But Selinsgrove put together a great possession to cut into the lead. And with the extra point by Weiser, it sits the game at 12-7, lead for the Juniata Indians with just 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Kondo drops back, throws it, gets it to Sheps. Sheps gets a block, splits two defenders, up the left sideline, inside the 5, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Does Sheps as he was chased from behind and knocked out of bounds.
That's just a little wide receiver screen there. Juniata now twice in this drive has gone to the screen, has had some success with it. That one was huge. But what a tackle there. I didn't get the number because of the window trim here. I couldn't see. But that was a huge touchdown-saving tackle. And with 12.9 seconds, Juniata is only 3 yards out from the end zone. Putting points up before half would be huge for them, as Selinsgrove had stole the momentum there on their last offensive drive.
Timeout taken, 12 seconds to go in the opening half. So, Ryan, what have we learned so far as we break down that first half and open up the 2025 season? Going to go back to say a second scrimmage was always nice, but you get to a point where these kids didn't experience that. You're moving beyond that. It's been a few years now since they've taken a second scrimmage out of it. But your thoughts in this first half and what we've learned so far?
I don't think we've learned anything. I think this is stuff we know. We just know these are high school kids. And first game of the year, a lot of guys starting in their first Friday night game, a lot of young guys on the field for Selinsgrove. There is so much growth going on every snap for this Selinsgrove team. So you're going to see some of these early season, early game mistakes. The question is can they limit them and can they limit the damage? And right now they have a great opportunity to limit some serious damage, as it's going to be first and goal on the 3-yard line, 12.9 seconds left here in the first half.
Kondo will walk up behind center for the Indians. Ramirez behind him. Chips goes in motion. Give it to Ramirez. Off the left goal line. Goes in standing up. Touchdown for the Indians.
Well-designed play. All the motion looked like it was going to go to Sheps as he was in motion. Looked like they're going to give him a toss. And instead they hand it off to Ramirez. He goes here on the short side and is able just to find a crease and a little bit of contact right at the goal line, but it wasn't going to keep him from getting in. And that is a very impressive answer from Juniata here to end the first half.
And now they will try to go for two as they're chasing points here. They've been unsuccessful on their two previous PATs and their two-point conversion. They get to the goal line, no call. Officials saying he did not get in. So Selinsgrove, bright spot as they do put points on the board late in this first half, but also have stopped Juniata on two-point conversions to keep this at 18-7, which is 8 seconds to go in this first half.
Wow, the QB right away slipped. He got excited, wanted to get that touchdown or that two-point conversion, but his plant foot slipped. He almost went down, did a great job, though, to keep his knee off the ground. But because of that delay and that mishap, Selinsgrove was able to keep him out of the end zone. And that's 5 points that are not on the board for Juniata because of Selinsgrove's defense there in the PATs and the two-point conversions. We always say it, the special teams is a massive part of high school football.
So after a scoreless first quarter, Juniata has scored 3 times, Selinsgrove once. That latest was a 7-play, 62-yard drive. Took 1 minute and 4 seconds. Ramirez gets his second rushing touchdown of the night from 3 yards out to complement his 27-yard touchdown run. The extra point, as we talked about, no good. Juniata leading 18-7. That's the Selinsgrove Ford drive summary. Appreciate people are actually texting people here, trying to find someone who is willing to come up and run the camera for us, as we do try to provide you the video coverage of the Selinsgrove Seals. And again, we're asking, and we mean sincerely, if you can come up, we'll ask you to do something very simple, and that's just to move the camera back and forth to follow the play so people at home can more enjoy the Selinsgrove game here tonight. Lopez will kick this one away. Swip kick. It's going to be taken by the deep man, Brett Rice, off the turf at the 15. Makes a man miss at the 20. Showing some speed up the right side, inside of a tackle. Still going as he'll cross the 40 out to the 41-yard line. Clock stops with 0.9 seconds to go as Juniata's looking to go into halftime, leading 18-7 over the Selinsgrove Seals. Again, stick around at halftime, bring you to Liberty Basement halftime show. We'll give you a score and recap, stats from that first half, the Seals athletic rundown, scores from other games going on around the valley, and get ourselves ready for this second half from Dietrich Field at Juniata High School. See what Selinsgrove does here. See if they just come out and take a knee. go into halftime trailing 18-7. Twins to each side. Rice alone back in the backfield. Amato in the shotgun as they'll give you the pistol look. What would be the last play of the first half. Amato drops back, steps up. Now he's going to take off and try to run, going from right to left. Gets rid of it. Got a man making a catch, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds, and that will be the final play of the.
Find your new Mazda during the More Move You sales event going on now. Move into a Mazda CX-50 with financing as low as 0.9% for 60 months. The Mazda CX-90 will fit your lifestyle with multiple third-row options, while the Mazda CX-70 offers huge amounts of cargo space while remaining responsive and nimble. Both models offer thousands in customer cash and financing as low as 2.9% for 72 months. Moving into Mazda, the YOLO from W&L Mazda, off Route 11 in Northumberland and online at WNLMazda.com.
High school football season is here. Cheer for the Seals with us at the Selinsgrove Dairy Queen. There's no better place to celebrate. We have your favorite eats and treats from burgers to blizzards. And don't forget our ice cream cakes. Selinsgrove DQ Grill and Chill for the win. Go Seals.
Today, everything from work to play and everywhere in between needs energy. And E.H. Kleckner in Montandon has just the thing, Form Energy. It's the better choice for sustained energy and focus to go the extra mile. Choose your favorites from 4 highly tested flavors, including Screamin' Freedom, Grape Smash, Orange Fury, and Blue Blitz. Form Energy offers mental focus and hydration so you can unlock your full potential with 200 milligrams of caffeine and 0 sugar. Get Form Energy today at your favorite retail account.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now through September 2nd at W&L Subaru. Love all the savings in a capable Crosstrek or tactical Outback with financing as low as 0% for 72 months and over 380 new Subarus to choose from. Love the all-new Subaru Forester Hybrid, delivering up to 580 miles of range and all the safety features that will make your trips to school or work a breeze. Love a brand you can trust and an experience you won't forget. Off Route 11 in Northumberland and online at WNLSubaru.com.
At J.J. Powell, we know keeping your home warm shouldn't be a hassle. With Easy Pay, you get capped pricing, budget-friendly payments, and automatic delivery, so you can relax and take it easy. Don't wait. Join online at jjpowell.com or call 800-432-0866 today. J.J. Powell, take it easy.
Welcome back to the Basement Halftime Show. And before we get into what we saw in that first half and look at stats and the scoring recap, let's take a look at the Selinsgrove marching band entertaining the Juniata fans here on the near side on a beautiful night. It's the Selinsgrove marching band. in Selinsgrove. This is my 18th season, and I still would argue the best you're going to see in the Selinsgrove Marching Band. Always a very entertaining halftime show. We get to see it every Friday night, but man, they always get a great ovation from the opposing teams when they get the chance to see that. Take a look at the scoring recap of this one for the Selinsgrove Seals, who are trailing 18-7 at halftime, as Juniata got the scoring underway on a Shep's 2-yard touchdown run. It was a 16-play drive covering 87 yards with 7:33 coming off the clock. The extra point was no good, and this all comes in the second quarter after a scoreless first quarter. The Juniata led 6-0. But Juniata put back-to-back scores on the board. This one just a short 4-play drive coming after a Shep's interception. 4-play drive covering 42 yards, took 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Again, a Ramirez 27-yard touchdown run with 6:38 to go in their first half. Extra point no good, and it was a 12-0 lead for the Juniata Indians. Selinsgrove put together a 10-play drive late in that first half, and it was finished off by Rice on a 1-yard run after a 10-play drive covering 64 yards, took 5 minutes and 10 seconds. The extra point good by Weiser, and Selinsgrove into the lead to 12-7. But then it was Juniata coming back on just a 1-minute, 4-second drive. 7 plays, covered 62 yards. Extra point no good. But it was Ramirez once again taking it in for the score. This one comes from 3 yards out, and it gives Juniata the 18-7 lead after the extra point was no good. So as we stand here at halftime, Selinsgrove trailing 18-7 to the Juniata Indians. And as we continue with the Liberty Basement Systems halftime show, Ryan, you know, they get that late score, a lot of momentum, but boy, you give a lot of credit to the Indians and using the time they had. But as you talked about, you go to their main man, and that's Sheps making plays, and they were able to work it down, nickel and dime it, and get points on the board right before half.
And everyone knows about Shep. So, I mean, obviously, they have their eyes on him at all times. And what Juniata has done a nice thing is mixing him in on those plays that they need, and also using him as a decoy to set things up easier for his teammates on plays that they need. And that's one thing Juniata has done tonight. They have made the plays when they've needed to. On the third downs, I mean, they've had seven third downs in this game, and they've converted on all of them but 2. One of them was because of a penalty. So they've been very successful on third down. They've been getting the job done, and some of them were outs to 11 to Jasper Sheps. Some of those were past him. Other ones were to Oliveri. They've mixed it up well, but ultimately, every single one of those crucial plays, you see Jasper Sheps is in motion and getting the attention of the defense. Whether they're going to him or not, he's creating issues for the Selinsgrove defense.
Again, we stand 18-7 lead for the Indians over the Seals. Taking a look at scores of other games going on. Chickalimi leading Milton 13-7. Warrior Run shutting out Muncie 21-0. Speaking of shutouts, Montoursville leads Wellsboro 24-0. And Wyomissing shutting out Southern Columbia 14-0. Another shutout going on as Montgomery leads Hughesville 14-0. Mifflinburg all over Loyalsock at halftime 34-0. So shutouts are the theme in the opening night for high school football. Mount Carmel trailing North Schuylkill 24-13 in the second quarter. And Bluesburg up on Danville 18-3. Midwest leading by 7 over Central Columbia 14-7. While Lime Mountain is leading Lewisburg 26-0. And finally, Shamokin is up on Pottsville 14-7. When we come back, we'll have the stats for you. Also, the Seals Athletic Rundown, all part of the Liberty Basement Systems halftime show here on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com.
For a limited time only, find up to $16,000 off on select new Chevy and GMCs during the Stop and Save event at Blaze Alexander Chevy GMC of Selinsgrove. With jaw-dropping savings like that available, you can't just keep driving your old car past these savings. The Stop and Save event at Blaze Alexander Chevy GMC in Selinsgrove, where it's worth your trip to the Strip because we're taking the deals the other guys won't.
It's your grandma's recipe. It's his grandpa's legacy. It's your weeknight dinner. It's her early morning harvest. It's your family time. It's their family farm. For more than 100 years, Wise Markets has stocked our shelves with produce and dairy products from local farms. And when you want to give your family fresh, high-quality food, you can trust the stores that carry our family name. Eat better, spend less. That's Wise.
Big moments deserve big celebrations. The Polished Party Place in Selinsgrove delivers. With shelves of stylish decorations, your event will shine. Plan with Polished Party Place. Custom themes and flawless details. Here or wherever you are celebrating. Weddings, showers, receptions, graduation parties, birthdays, and so much more.
Troy Zerman, head coach. Meet my team. Trevor Mitros, tight end.
James Stokes, linebacker.
Brian Janelle, quarterback.
Tyler Undercuffler, wide receiver.
Gabe, running back.
At Zimmerman Motors, the Jeep capital of Central PA, we're catching all the incentives. See the huge savings online. So stop in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Sunday. We're your one-stop shop. Call us at 988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
My favorite part is the staff, and the aides are wonderful, and they treat us so well. We're always doing things, playing games. I think they're playing volleyball right now.
I love Nottingham. It's the third nursing home I've worked at. Nottingham truly treats you like a family. They really are concerned with what's going on with you. There's nothing like being with the residents. I mean, you're a part of their lives now. You actually become part of their family on more than one occasion.
Welcome back to Dietrich Field. Pat O'Brien along with Ryan Brandt. We're at halftime, the Liberty Basement System halftime show as Selinsgrove trailing 18-7 to the Juniata Indians. Again, Juniata back-to-back scores to get up 12-0. Selinsgrove was able to cut into that to make it 12-7, but Juniata late in that first half gets the score, and that's where we stand, 18-7. All week, or all year long, all season long, every week, we'll give you the Seals Athletic Rundown, and that's brought to you by Murphy O'Brien each and every week as the fall teams will start getting underway, and each week we'll run down how those teams are doing, what they did in the previous week. And to get a little sense of that, we go to Murphy O'Brien for the Seals Athletic Rundown.
Our fall sports season is officially underway as the field hockey team will kick off their regular season on the road as they are set to travel to Newport on Tuesday night. On Tuesday night, the girls soccer team will host Hughesville, and on Thursday night, they will host South Williamsport. The boys soccer team is set to open their season as they host Shalom Christian Academy in their 5th annual Coach Stephan Memorial Tournament beginning tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The golf team earned a win earlier in the week over Danville. They also came out on top over Shamokin. The girls tennis team will host Williamsport and Jersey Shore next week, both with a 4 p.m. start. For the first time, the Selinsgrove girls volleyball team will take the court as they begin their regular season this week by traveling to Holy Redeemer. This is Murphy O'Brien. Join me each week for the Seals Athletic Rundown on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com.
Murphy, once again, we'll do that each and every week, and it's a great feature. Get a lot of good responses to that. Use this platform, Ryan, to be able to show all the success and everything going on around the Seals Athletics. So a great way to do that. We appreciate Murphy coming in, and again, she gets a lot of great responses, and I know you've always appreciated that too, sitting home and just getting an idea what everybody else is doing around the Selinsgrove Athletics.
I love good coverage, and that's what Murphy gives us, good coverage of all Selinsgrove stuff. So good job, Murphy. And
all right.
She's about ready to student teach, isn't she, Pat?
She'll be student teaching in the fall. Yep, she's coming up on Monday, believe it or not, with a anticipated graduation December 21st from Penn State. So very proud. Teresa and I are very proud of what Murphy's done, and we look forward to her getting that underway. So again, appreciate Murphy giving us Seals Athletic Rundown as next week we anticipate a lot more of a full schedule going on around Selinsgrove Athletics. We'll continue with the Liberty Basement System halftime show. Come back, give you the stats as the teams will be taking the field here shortly. Selinsgrove right now trailing 18-7. And good news, we got a cameraman, and he's going to get us the action that everybody's been asking for. So we appreciate Nevin Sassaman stepping in.
And Nevin is a former Selinsgrove football player. I grew up in the same neighborhood as Nevin. When I heard him say his name, I turned around, I was like, oh my God, I probably haven't seen him since 1999. But let me tell you what, you want to talk about a football player that got to the ball and hit hard? That's the guy. And he's part of that crew with Troy Hess and like Emerson Samuel and Jason Boger, that whole 99 senior class. They jump-started this program. And Dave Hess will tell you that as well. And he was a huge part of it. Nevin was a stud, a beast.
Well, he's going to step up and be the cameraman for us. We appreciate that. So if you have checked out of the video because of the difficulty that we've had here, you can return to the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel as we now have a cameraman, and that's Nevin Sassaman. We appreciate that. Let's go to break, come back, get ready for the second half. Selinsgrove trailing 18-7. This is the Liberty Basement System halftime show here on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com.
Buy the best pre-owned vehicle from the area's #1 certified pre-owned Ford dealer, Selinsgrove Ford. Selinsgrove Ford at the Bridge in Selinsgrove and at Selinsgroveford.com.
For a limited time only, find up to $16,000 off on select new Chevy and GMCs during the Stop and Save event at Blaze Alexander Chevy GMC of Selinsgrove. With jaw-dropping savings like that available, you can't just keep driving your old car past these savings. The Stop and Save event at Blaze Alexander Chevy GMC in Selinsgrove, where it's worth your trip to the Strip because we're taking the deals the other guys won't.
High school football season is here. Cheer for the Seals with us at the Selinsgrove Dairy Queen. There's no better place to celebrate. We have your favorite eats and treats from burgers to blizzards. And don't forget our ice cream cakes. Selinsgrove DQ Grill and Chill for the win. Go Seals.
At a high school, Pat O'Brien along with Ryan Brand here on Eagle 107, Eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. Looking at the numbers from that first half, Selinsgrove 8 first downs, 56 yards rushing, 82 yards passing for a combined 138 yards. They had 3 penalties for 3 yards and the 1 interception by Sheps against Amato. That's a breakdown of the Seals team numbers for Juniata. 12 first downs, 120 yards rushing, 69 yards passing for a combined 189 yards of offense. They also had 3 penalties for 30 yards. No turnovers in that first half for the Juniata Indians. Look at individual numbers at the quarterback position. Kondo, 6 for 9, 69 yards. 4 of them to Shep for 63 yards. Ramirez has 2 catches for 6 yards for the Indians. In the rushing department, Ramirez, good first half, 8 carries, 55 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Rolls 5 carries for 23 yards. Nealman just 1 carry for 17 yards. Sheps has just 3 carries for 12 yards, but he does have a touchdown rush to his credit. Bargo 1 carry and Kondo a carry as well for the Juniata offense. On the Selinsgrove side, in the rushing department, Rice, good first half, 11 carries, 62 yards, and has a touchdown, the lone scorer for the Seals. The freshman Fegley has 1 carry for 3 yards. Amato 2 carries for a -9 yards. In the passing department, Amato 6 for 9 for 82 yards. He does have the 1 interception. And Teets has 5 catches, 63 yards. Scorzone has 1 catch for 19 yards for the Seals. When you break down the numbers from a high school standpoint, look at Brett Rice for 11 carries for 62 yards. That's what you're asking from him, and he's been able to do that. They will continue to hang their hat on as long as they're able to keep the score within distance. Right now, trailing 18-7.
Well, here's something for you, Pat. So we're looking at Amato having a really solid first half. Rice having a very solid first half. Teets, 5 catches in the first half, 63 yards. And then on the defensive side, you got Vasquez with 2 unassisted tackles and 5 assisted. Then you have Hoffman with 3 unassisted and 2 assisted. What do those 5 guys have in common?
Seniors.
Well, 3 are seniors, 2 are juniors. 4 of the 5, I think, were the starters last year, and 1 of them played. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just showing you this is what this is. First game of the year, a lot of new guys. The guys that have the experience, the upperclassmen, they are going to have to lead the way. They're doing it so far, but they're going to need to do a little bit more, and some of these younger guys are going to have to really grow here in the second half. Selinsgrove is still easily in this game, but there's going to have to be some growth here and some more leadership in the second half to get this opening win on the road.
The Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game at this point, top candidate has to be the late touchdown by the Juniata Indians with just 8 seconds to go in that first half. Ramirez, his second rushing touchdown of the night, this one from 3 yards out, and that is the top candidate of the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. We will give you that very thing during the postgame when we let you know the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. The good thing here, Selinsgrove will get the second half kickoff as Lopez approaches here. The second half is underway. It's a swift kick. It bounces around, finally taken on the run. Coming back the other way is Maria, I think, in number 9. These numbers can be hard to see. Was that 8 on the return by the Selinsgrove Seals? Scorzone, as he had to sprint all the way back on that swift kick, did a nice job to scoop it up. Scorzone turns it upfield, and Selinsgrove starts with great field position to start the second half. First down and 10, just short of the 35-yard line.
A lot of football to be played here. Just come out, execute, don't force anything. Let the game come to you. Selinsgrove's shown the ability to move the ball.
They start with 2 wide receivers to each side, do the Seals. Second half just underway. Amato drops back, looks left, now goes to his receiver Neidig, who makes the catch over the 40 to the 42-yard line. Amato came out, nice job. You see the growth in him. He looked to the right, came back to the left, and good timing to Neidig for the 8-yard pickup.
I love that play. I love the play call there. That was executed well. I would have to imagine that is something they worked on quite a bit here early in the season because that was executed perfect. You said it, Pat. He looked it off and then turned quick to his backside, and the timing was perfect. Good job by Neidig to catch that, bring it in, and get a couple extra yards as well.
High formation behind Amato. 2 wide receivers to the right. Gives it to deep man. Brett Rice squeezes it up for a first down beyond the 45-yard line. Host of red shirts in on the stop on the far side, but Selinsgrove gets all-important first down to start the second half.
When they are able to get good yardage like that, 7 yards on first down, that makes me smile because now I know you can go to Rice, and if you need 2-3 yards, you got a good chance with him. It really does a lot for the offensive coordinator, too, as far as the playbook. It opens up a lot. So if Selinsgrove can keep having some decent success on first down, boy, this offense could probably really get going.
First down and 10. 10:35 to go in the third quarter. Freshman Fegley with the positive play to midfield, falls forward. Harlan on the stop. Good push that time by Portwood, and that's a good positive play. Looks like they're only going to give them 3 on that one, just short of 50-yard line. It'll be second down at 7 for the Seals.
Positive yards on first down, though, setting up a second and a long 7. But again, it's all about those positive yards and moving forward.
So second down play for the Seals. First possession of the second half. Wide receivers to the right. Broken eye behind Amato. Getting the snap is Amato. Being chased from behind. Doesn't see him. Does get rid of it. Looking for Teets, who makes the catch. Athletic by Teets in between 2 defenders, and he makes the catch for a first down.
I mean, great throw. Great throw. But even better catch. I mean, Teets goes up just like he's taught, catch it at its high point. But that pass was perfect. It was over top the underneath coverage, put exactly where only Teets could get it. And that's not an easy catch. Teets goes up, makes that play, lands on both feet, gets the first down. Very impressive start here to the second half for the Selinsgrove offense.
And that was Amato rolling to his right on that one. And, boy, he had a lot on that. A risky throw, you would think, but he had confidence in Teets to go up and make the play. First down and 10 for the Seals. Inside Juniata 40-yard line. Pitch goes to Rice. Gets a block from Fegley. Also from Bettle. As he'll get it out. That looks like just outside of the 35-yard line, maybe the 36-yard line. A short pickup that time by Rice, but as Steve Briggs would always say, it's a positive play. And if you're able to continue that, you'll pick up a lot of first downs. Speaking of Steve, he's listening all the way from New Jersey checking in, and he's pleased with what he's hearing over the airways, at least from us, and now what he's hearing with the Selinsgrove offense moving the ball into Juniata territory on this second down and 9. Putting the 2 wide receivers to the left. Mato under center, rolling to his left. Got some time. Now some pressure. Rolls to his left. Gets rid of it and throws it out of bounds before taking the long sack. But something we talked about he didn't do in the first half. Got coached up really well. I'm sure Leidick all over that, saying, son, you get in trouble, throw it away. And he certainly did that. And it saves the Seals from giving up a lot of room. Keep it at a third down and 9.
Growth. Plain and simple growth. And that's in a matter of a quarter and a half. Mato made the right decision there just to throw the ball away. Don't take the loss, and here you are. Before, he took the loss at a 3rd and 15, and now you got yourself in 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. So by just getting rid of the ball, you give this offense a chance here on 3rd down. Again, at the 35.5-yard line, this is probably 2-down territory.
Coming up on 9 minutes to go in the third. Selinsgrove trailing 18-7. Mato drops back, throws it to Teets. Catch a wide receiver screen. Spins out of a tackle, dives forward inside the 30-yard line down to the 29-yard line, and that's everything we're talking about, Ryan. It goes from not taking the sack, quick wide receiver screen, a good, safe play, and now makes it a much manageable 4th down for the Seals at the Juniata 30-yard line.
Right now, the neighbors, I'm going to call them it, the neighbors are running the show offensively, Rice and Teets. And Teets now with 7 catches. I don't know what the record is for catches in a game, but 7's an awful lot early in the second half. Pay attention to that. Is he going to get a double-digit catch game, which is very impressive at the high school level?
We're hoping so, as he'll split to the right in the slot formation. 4th down play for the Seals. Under heavy pressure, Amato not going to get out of this. That's Ramirez. So adding a sack to Ramirez's night as he has 2 rushing touchdowns, and now he does it on the defensive side. Add that in as a candidate for the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game.
Nothing Amato could have done there other than hang on to the ball, and that's what he did. It was there instantly. That could have easily been a turnover, but Amato did a great job of securing the ball and just limiting the amount of yards or even possibly a defensive score if he would have coughed it up. But, yeah, that was a big play for Juniata there on 4th down.
Now the defense will be pressed to try to get a stop here. Trailing 18-7 are the Seals. Deep man gets the call. That's Ty Rolls as he crosses the 40 out to the 42-yard line for the Indians. There'll be a no rush. 8 minutes to go in the third, leading 18-7.
Vasquez in there on that solo tackle, limiting it to about 2 yards on that run. He's having a very nice night defensively for the Seals. Now a total of 3 tackles with 5 assisted.
He lines up on the right side, defensive end for the Seals. Now he flops to the other side and bring in Magnuson here to the right. Bettle, the linebacker, on the right side. Man goes in motion, going to get the pitch, going right, trying to stretch it out. Cuts it back, gets a first down into Selinsgrove territory at the 49-yard line, and still pushes it to the 47-yard line. On the run was Perkins, showing a lot of weight room work there. Picks up not only the first down, but they'll mark him back at the 49-yard line. Must have got a knee down in the crowd there of white shirts, but a good run by the Indians gives them a first down.
And Jake Bettle in on the tackle there. That was a big play there to at least limit how far they were going to go. But that's just Shep. I mean, he's just an athlete. I mean, he just makes things happen. That was a big play by him.
Kondo turned, gives it to the deep back in the backfield. On the run, Bargo. He's going to get 5. Make this a second down and 5 for the Indians as the clock continues to run. We're just in the third quarter, but quickly at 6:45 to go in the third. Selinsgrove trailing 18-7. This Juniata program has been in the state playoffs over the last 5 years. Coach Kondo's built something here, and they're showing some muscle here against the Selinsgrove defense, moving the ball into Selinsgrove territory. Ramirez gets the call, bounces to the outside, stiffs arm Neidig, but finally taken down at the 40-yard line, and there's going to be a flag that comes in, and they're going to say a face mask. Are they going to call an offensive face mask against Ramirez, who put his hand up in Neidig's face? And
I was
surprised.
surprised.
To get the call there.
I was wondering if they were going to call that because that flag came a little late. I thought it might have been a face mask. It's hard to tell for us because, his hand could have been open. Then it's just a stiff arm. But, yeah, they might actually be calling this against Juniata, which not an easy call to make.
And they are going to, nope, they'll say it's against the Seals.
Wow. So it must have been a clean stiff arm. I didn't catch the face mask on the tackle, but.
So we were hoping that maybe it would go against Ramirez, who stiffed arm, and it's a matter on the offensive side if you put it out and get kind of any grasp of the face mask, but it must not have been. Selinsgrove gets called for the face mask. First down and 10 for Juniata at the Selinsgrove 35-yard line. Kondo in a shotgun, gets the call, gives it to Rolls. Rolls spins out of the Bettle tackle and takes it for a 5-yard pickup. Second down and 5 for the Indians. Coming up on 6:05 to go in the third, with Juniata leading 18-7.
Bettle had a nice jump there, got in the backfield. The play was run away from him, but he was still able to get a hand in there, slow it down, make the running back have to spin, and then the rest of the Seals were able to swarm in and get the tackle there. But nice gain on first down for Juniata.
Second and 5. Man goes in motion. Inside handoff to Ramirez. Hitting the backfield and slammed to the turf. They're going to call fumble. Selinsgrove picking it up. And nope, now they're blowing it dead.
What? Hey, he was down. But the referee, the head official, is staring at it, watching him run, doing nothing. Then all of a sudden, after 15-yard scramble, 20-yard scramble, they blow it dead. Now, are they going to at least give Selinsgrove the ball?
Logan Dressler was the one who came away with it, but they're going to say he was down before Dressler got it. And like you said, it was 15 yards down the field, and Sheps is down on the field. We get our first cramp of the night. Ryan talked about cramps. Yeah,
2 minutes. I said 2 minutes into the third. We're well past that, but it is third quarter. We got our first cramp.
And it's Sheps on the near side being tended to by the Juniata training staff.
You got to be ready for the run with Sheps out of the game. This is probably run.
Wide receivers each side. It's going to be a pass. Deep throw. Got a man out there. Falls incomplete. Defended by Fordyce. Also on the coverage for the Selinsgrove Seals was Crew Carter. Falls incomplete. And it'll be a fourth down and 10 for the Juniata Indians, looking for a ginormous stop by the Seals defense on this play.
Sheps is back in after literally stretching 5 seconds ago. They have him in with the play call. He's taking it to the huddle. So 4th and long, you got to imagine he's going to be the man they're looking to.
And he comes out. You can see he's a little, nope, they're going to put Kondo out to the left, the quarterback. Sheps is in the shotgun formation. Gets the snap. He's going to roll to his right. Look at deep downfield. It's a left-handed passer. Gets it out there. Fordyce on target. Makes the interception for the Selinsgrove Seals as they get their first turnover in the season. And it's sophomore Nash Fordyce making the interception.
A great interception. I don't want to take that away, but there you go. That's a sophomore mistake. It's 4th down. Bat that ball down. There's a 30-plus yard difference there in the play. Now, maybe he's thinking pick and return, but probably coaching staff would have liked him just to knock that ball down there. But either way, great play there for the young man.
Well, you can see the Juniata coaching staff were celebrating because it basically was a good punt.
Yeah.
Thrown down there. Fordyce, like you said, he was all over it. And we talked about Amato, how much he grew up at halftime understanding situation, and that's something that the sophomore defensive back will come to understand. As you said, it was 4th down, knowing the down in situation. But Selinsgrove deep in their own territory, trailing 18-7 with 5:03 to go in the third.
It's easy to say bat it down from the booth.
Amato gets the snap, give it to Rice, going to the left. He's in the second level, makes a man miss. Got a first down as he explodes through a hole and gets out close to the 20-yard line. You got to love the way the senior running back, Brett Rice, is using the great blocking up front as he's able to pick up a first down on the carry for the Seals.
I think you got to ride Rice right now. You just got to keep feeding him the ball. It's got to be the predominant ball carrier here. He is getting it done. Every time he touches the ball, it seems like it's a positive.
All the scoring in this game came in the second quarter. Sheps and Ramirez put the Juniata Indians up 12-0 before Selinsgrove got the touchdown by Rice to cut it to 12-7. Ramirez gets his second rushing touchdown in that second quarter, and that's where we stand. 18-7 lead for the Indians. Amato turns, gives it to the fullback this time. Trying to get the number there, whether that was actually Fordyce, number 3, getting the carry for the Seals straight up the middle. Or is that number 9? Guess Maria actually looked like number 9 on the carry for the Seals. It'll be a 2-yard pickup, 2nd down and 8. As Jess Maria gets his first opportunity for the Seals, another positive play, just a short pickup, but stay ahead of the chains for the Seals offense. This drive started deep in the Selinsgrove's own territory. Pitch goes to the deep man. Trying to cut it back is the running back for the Seals,
Carter.
And that's Crew Carter gets the call that time. Crosses the 25-yard line out to the 27-yard line. Huge 3rd down play as Fegley will come back onto the field for the Seals. And keeping an eye on Shamokin Health Center backbreaker play of the game candidates. And at the end of the game, during our postgame, we'll announce the Shamokin Health Center backbreaker play of the game.
Every 3rd down tonight that Selinsgrove has had, they have thrown the ball. But this is their shortest 3rd down of the night, 3rd and 3. The other one was 3rd and 5. They did a rollout pass to Teets for a first down.
Rolling to his left is Amato. See if he can get to the first down. He's going to use his legs, and he does pick up the first down for Rocco Amato, as he made a great decision that time, saw the sticks, and he gets out of bounds and pick up a big first down for the Seals offense.
Wow, massive block there, too. I think that was 24. The sophomore, Neidig, just destroyed an Indian there and freed up some more room for Amato. I like that out of Amato. Take what you can get there. He tucked it and ran. He looks a little faster this year, too. His feet really moving well there as he gets out around the pocket. And then when he turned it on, showing some speed.
Picks up the first down with that speed, does the junior quarterback Amato. This is going to go to the deep man. Crew Carter once again. Spins out of the tackle. Dragon red shirts beyond the 40. Out close to the 41-yard line for the Seals. There'll be a 2nd down and 3 for the Seals, trailing 18-7 with 2:30 to go in the 3rd.
That's 4 plays in a row without Rice in the backfield or on the field at all. I do see him on the sideline now. He just put his helmet back on. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if he was getting some attention to something, but he looks like he's about ready to go, but still on the sideline. This will be the 5th play in a row that he's not on the field.
Crew Carter will stay in. He'll dot the I in the I formation with Fegley ahead of him. Wide receivers to each side. Amato looking over the defense. Long count. Gets the snap. Inside handoff. This goes to Fegley. Grabbed immediately and thrown backwards. That time 56 on the stop for the Juniata Indians. That's David Nice, the sophomore, makes the stop. This is a 3rd down and 2 for the Seals. See what they do here.
Maybe roll out again with Amato.
Brett Rice dealing with a cramp, Ryan. That's what he's
That's
grabbing his
probably what
toe
it
and
is.
he's
All
pulling
right.
it up. It's a sure sign that he's dealing with the cramp, but he's back in, and he's going to be behind Fegley on this 3rd down call for the Seals. 1:25 to go in the 3rd. 18-7 lead for the Indians. Amato gets a snap. Going to give it to Rice, going left. Getting that push close to the 1st down marker. They'll give him enough at the 45-yard line. That'll be a 1st down pickup for the Seals. On the stop for the Juniata Indians was Houts, but it's enough for our 1st down as Rice gets back in the game, gets the call, and gets the 1st down.
And honestly, there wasn't much opening there for Rice. He created that himself. He just bullied right through the mess of defensive and offensive linemen and got just enough for the 1st down.
Again, Rice came into off a season where he only had 160 yards a year ago, but having a good opening to his senior season. Now we got movement on the right side. The tackle, Oliveri, jumped, and he knew it right away. There's going to be a 5-yard walk-off against the Selinsgrove Seals. 46 seconds to go in the 3rd. Selinsgrove trailing 18-7. Next week, we'll return to Harold L. Bolig Memorial Field as the Selinsgrove Seals will take on Twin Valley. As Twin Valley comes to town, it all starts at 6 o'clock with Seals game day, followed by the opening kickoff at 7 o'clock, again on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel. 1st down and 15. Wyatt Teets far to the right. I formation behind Amato. Gets the snap. 5-step drop. Looking. Now he's going to take off and run with it. Stands tall. Gets rid of it. Nope, it's going to be batted down. It will be incomplete, so he did get rid of it, but it's batted down. It'll be a 2nd down and 15.
Seeing some cramping here in Juniata's sideline. A couple guys.
That's Sheps again.
With and number 44 as well for Juniata. That's Josh Nace. He's a linebacker.
Talk about when you get that cramp, it doesn't just go away. So Sheps is definitely dealing with that right now from his safety position for the Indian defense. 2nd down and 15, 31 seconds to go in the 3rd. In the slot is Wyatt Teets on the right side. Broken eye behind Amato this time. Amato drops back, under pressure, looking. He's going to take off and run with it. Try to get away from a defender. He's not going to be able to. And he slammed to the turf. And maybe a pickup of a yard. That's going to be it. It was Houts on the stop. So Selinsgrove looking at a 3rd down and very long as they have to get the ball into Juniata territory at the 45-yard line to pick up the 1st down.
And that might have been Fegley there that was running the cross route. And Amato wanted to go to him, but right as he was about to step up into that throw, the defender got in the way. He had to roll out, so I'm unable to hit that route.
Well, with that play, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Selinsgrove trailing. They're forced with a 3rd down and 13, but they trailing at the end of the 3rd, 18-7 to the Indians. Come back, have the 4th quarter for you. The Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
It may be the end of WNL's summer sales event here at Nissan, but we're not cooling off yet. We've still got the best deals in the Susquehanna Valley.
Enjoy 0 interest on our 3 hottest SUVs, the classy Murano, sporty Rogue, and the family-friendly Pathfinder. And tackle your tailgate or finish those summer projects in the Nissan Frontier, with rates as low as 1.9% for 60 months, plus $3,500 off with Nissan Bonus Cash.
Let our team find a hot deal on a cool ride. We're off Route 15 in Shamokin Dam and online at WNLNissan.com.
Quarter, so it leaves it at an 18-7 lead for the Juniata Indians at Selinsgrove's forcing a 3rd down and 13. 5 guys on the grass getting cramped, 3 for the Juniata Indians and 2 for the Seals. Brett Rice and Wyatt Teets during that timeout. Rice alone back in the backfield. Rolling to the right is Amato. Gets rid of it, in and out of the hands of Bettel. So it's going to be a 4th down, and we may get our first punt of the night for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Jake dropped the ball there, but it doesn't matter. He was gonna get hit by a couple guys there, maybe pick up a yard or 2. So it doesn't really hurt the Seals there not getting that completion. Now we're gonna have our first punt of the game for the Seals.
Looks like it'll be Crew Carter will do the punting. The sophomore. Again, Noah Walter did not return to the team this year, making it
an open
position, and Weiser kicked the extra point for the Seals, her first of her career, first time a female kicked an extra point for the Selinsgrove Seals in program history, and now Crew Carter will get his first punt of the season for the Seals. Looking for a good snap, gets a good snap, plenty of time, and gets rid of it. Goes off the side of his foot, hoping for a good bounce. He won't get one, as it's going to stop after it rolls inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. And exactly what we talked about. It's not easy to replace Carter Young from a few years gone by. No Walter, we were fortunate he was able to, but now Selinsgrove forced to try to not only replace him from his kicking chores, but also punting, and give Crew Carter credit. He's out there first time, nerves are high, I'm sure, but that one went off the side of his foot. Short punt. It gives Juniata great field position outside their own 40-yard line, about the 43-yard line, leading 18-7 as we moved into the 4th quarter. First down and 10. Off to the right. Face mask grabbed that time as Portwood grabbed it, and he was guilty of sin as he reached out and grabbed him, and the head spun around. So it's a good pickup by the Juniata Indians, but also it's going to be a penalty against the Seals grabbing the face mask.
It's just an effort there. Hand got caught. He let go, but it wasn't going to get away with it. But this is big here. We had the first quarter, no score. Second quarter is where all the scoring happened. Then we get here the second half, no score in the 3rd quarter. And is this the quarter where, the offensive gates bust open, and hopefully it's for Selinsgrove? But first, before that can happen, this defense is going to have to get a stop here and get the ball back to the offense.
And it is a penalty against the Selinsgrove Seals with the face mask. Want to let you know, Selinsgrove Football and SBC Sports Live, sponsored in part by E.H. Kleckner, J.J. Powell, and Zimmerman, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Truck. Following the penalty, and it looks like a seal down being tended to by the training staff, or a cramp as well. Looks like it might be Jack Peters. So he's dealing with the cramp. So there's a timeout taken here. I'll let you know that Selinsgrove Football and Eagle 107 is sponsored in part by Purdy Insurance, Schmokadam Health Center, and Jet Residential.
Well, we got a little bit of time here. I'm going to give a shout out. Tom Badman and his son Tyler Badman are listening. I work with Tom at Liberty Basement Systems, our halftime sponsor, and he's listening at home right now with Tyler. Tyler, what's up, buddy? It's your favorite guy, a.k.a. Superman. I kind of told Tyler I was Superman.
And he believed you.
Well, yeah, and I had a filter on one of those social media things that made me Superman. I told him not to tell anybody, and here I'm telling everyone on the air. So, but big shout out to my man, Tyler Badman.
John Bodinger listening. He listens from down in Florida. He's one of our main listeners from outside of the immediate area. Glad he's listening once again. He always has great encouraging words for our broadcast, so appreciate him listening. He wanted to make sure that I pass along a shout out to Murphy with her Seals Athletic Rundown and adding the volleyball to the Seals Athletic Rundown. So he says, thank you, Murphy, for keeping him updated on all that's going on around Seals Athletics. Got some updated scores while we get ready to get this one underway. As Shikellamy leading Milton last week checked 13-7. Warrior Run shutting out Muncie 21-0. Montoursville up on Wellsboro 31-0. While missing leading Southern Columbia 14-7, and Montgomery shutting out Hughesville 14-0. Under center goes Kondo. Give it to Rolls, going off the left. And he's going to be met with a host of white shirts, and he go down. Always interesting, Ryan, to get these games. The school year just started. You know, it wasn't always that way, as my wife Teresa back at school, and Murphy's getting ready to do student teaching, as we talked about. My wife's now at the middle school doing her thing as a reading specialist. That's Teresa. Excited about her move into a new building, and, you know, to have a football game going on the 22nd of August when school just started. Boy, there's a lot happening here for these kids.
A lot of adjustments after a nice, easy summer.
Pitch goes to the man on the jet sweep, but taken down by Crew Carter in the backfield along with Oliveri, making this stop. You know, I always tell people I've been doing this for 27 years, and my wife Teresa's been a part of that. She's seen me during the fall leave the house, head out to go do football games, and it's something I've just dearly loved doing, and certainly appreciate the support that she's given me over all these years to just support something I just love doing, and get an opportunity again to do it. This is my 18th year covering Selinsgrove. I covered Line Mountain and Twin Valley Conference for 10 years, so boy, doing it for a long time, and you don't do something like this you love without the support of great people, and Murphy and my wife Teresa doing that as we have another man down on the field with a cramp.
Some people call it support, Pat, and other people call it relief. So you can convince yourself that it's support, but I'm going to have to talk to Teresa. I think it might be relief just having you out of the house.
Not so much support, huh?
No, shadow support.
Yeah.
One of the best dogs in the history of the world, but that's unconditional love. I mean, you could throw him in the closet for 3 days straight, and you open up that door, he's going to act like it never happened. So I don't know how much credibility you can have to his support.
His tail would be wagging, looking for a car ride. It's Shadow back at home. But again, I love my family, Murphy, Teresa, Shadow. Now we have 4 cats in the house. We got, Murphy's 2 cats join the fray. So we got the 4 cats. It's just kind of crazy when you run that all down with Knox, Milo, Callie, and Finn.
You got the whole fish. You have any fish, Pat?
No fish. And definitely no mice.
No, definitely not.
The cat's taking care of that. So, fun moment there during that timeout as there was more cramping going on. Reset things here. 10:24 to go in the ball game here. Kondo rolling to his left. Under heavy pressure. That's going to be Dressler supporting his defense, making the stop on Kondo, who rolled out to the right, a naked bootleg, and it's Dressler all over Kondo with a big loss on the play.
Massive play at a very crucial moment. Huge loss. And it takes them out of the position where it was 2 down territory on 3rd down. Now it's 4th and forever. Definitely going to punt here. Could that be a nomination for the Shamokin Dam Health Center?
Could be a candidate if Selinsgrove could turn this around and get a great possession here as the clock continues to run with 9:40 to go in the game. Selinsgrove trailing 18-7. Ships had a fake punt for a touchdown a year ago. Wouldn't imagine he's going to do that here. He gets it away at a good punt. Wyatt Teets settles underneath it, makes the catch. Going to go from left to right, trying to get to that wall. Up the right sideline, looking for one more block, and there's going to be a flag thrown all the way back where Harlan got blocked. So the Seals are going to give opportunity to get the possession, but unfortunately, due to a penalty, it looks like it'll be deep in their own territory. Get a chance to let you know that Selinsgrove Football and SBC Sports Live, sponsored in part by Wise Markets, Polish Party Palace, and Selinsgrove Ford.
I'm not going to give a number or anything, but that was a young player with a young player mistake there that's going to bring that ball back. But either way, Selinsgrove has the ball. It will be 1st and 10 because it was done on the return, the punt return. But that was a crucial penalty there after Wyatt Teets had a beautiful return. Teets looks faster this year. He looks even faster than he did last year. Part of that probably being healthy here to start the season as well. But he looks real, real good.
Hoping to be a big part of this possession as they send twins to each side. Amato in a shotgun. 9:18 to go in the game. The Seals trailing 18-7. Motto drops back. Slant to Neidig. Ball's deflected and hits the turf incomplete as Cordova is able to get the mid up and knock it away.
I love the play, though. That was a great defensive play just to get a couple fingers on the ball to break that up. But Amato saw it. Timing was good. The route was strong, but just the linebacker just got a couple fingers on it.
Second down and 10 for Amato as he's going to send two wide receivers to each side once again. Bettle's going to be in the slot on the right with Wyatt Teets. Two wide receivers to the left. Going to give it to Rice right up the middle. He's got some room, second level. Bounces off a tackle. First down pickup beyond the 35. Out close to the 37-yard line goes Brett Rice on the first down pickup.
And again, he's just having a monster game. He's healthy, a senior, and we know he's a strong, tough runner. I like the way he just keeps his feet moving. Even when he jumps, he's still running in the air.
Got two guys down on the field, so give a chance to take a break here. Selinsgrove trailing 18-7. Selinsgrove football, sponsored by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com. And as Ryan said during the timeout, the fifth time he's hit the turf to try to get that calf worked out, but cramps do not go away, even though they're trying to stretch him out. But also Cordova, who made that big play on that knockdown on that slant, trying to get it to Neidig, he comes to the sidelines. Brett Rice on that run, goes over, hits 100 yards on the nose on the night. What a breakout for Brett Rice. Only 160 yards a year ago. He's got 100 here tonight. And boy, would like to add to it.
Now, here's the time I think you want to stretch things. You either want to throw downfield or you want to do some kind of toss and let the running back stretch the field. There are way too many Juniata defenders that are dealing with cramps right now. The more they have to run, the better this is going to work out for Selinsgrove as this game winds down.
Motto gets the stop out of the shotgun. Down the right sideline. Looking for Neidig, but sends him out of bounds and incomplete on the far side as Rolls on the coverage for the Indians.
I like the play call, and you can see it there. Shebs from his safety position had to run all the way over, half the field width, and he kind of, slowed down a little gingerly there because he is fighting cramps right now big time. And that's a guy that could have probably made a better play on that ball if he wasn't cramping up. You saw he didn't have the speed to get there like he did earlier in the game.
Well, he did that very thing, trying to exploit some of the cramping that's going on. Unable to make that connection was Amato. Trips to the left. 8:51 to go in the game. Selinsgrove trailing 18-7. Second down and 10. Amato gets the snap, drops back under heavy pressure, rolls to his right, takes off, it's going to run. Trying to run away from a defender, not going to be able to, but able to get it beyond the 40 out to the 44-yard line. Tackling from behind for the Juniata Indians was Josh Nace, but a third down and medium here for the Selinsgrove Seals.
18-7 game, so we're still, it's a two-possession game, 8.5 to go. Is this two-down territory, Pat? Where you only got 7 points in the game with 8.5 to go. Is this two-down territory?
It's going to be a huge decision if it comes to be that by the coaching staff for the Seals. Let's hope not. Rice gets the call up the middle and not going to be able to break out of a tackle. Stretches it out to the 44-yard line. This is exactly what you're talking about, Ryan. Now, what do they do here? Fourth down. We're going to call it a long 3 for the Seals as Harlan will make his way to the sideline for the Indians. Back into the game for the Indians after dealing with some cramping is Bringinger. So a fourth down, and the Seals are going to go for it here as we're under 7:35 to go in the game. They trail by 11, 18-7. Wyatt Teets split to the left. Motto gets the snap, drops back, quick throw, gets rid of it, making a catch on the far side is Neidig. Slammed on the far side in front of the Selinsgrove bench, gets the first down in the Juniata territory to the 48-yard line. First down and 10 for the Seals.
Now, Amato and his receivers have that out down. The timing has been great with that route all night long. They've gone to it on some of these 3rd and 5 situations, and their 4th and 4 or 4th and 2 or 3 situation. The timing's there. Receivers are catching it. They're securing it. They're getting the yards they need. That is definitely a go-to when you need a handful of yards for the Seals.
Clock continues to run. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. Trips to the left. One wide receiver far to the right. Rice alone back in the backfield. He's going to get the call. Squeezes through a couple tackles. And he's going to get inside, or looks like they'll mark it right at the 45-yard line. And Juniata is not having any problem with them running the ball. Now you got to get some urgency going here as you look into your junior quarterback to call out the signals.
I think Rice is about to break a big one. You just feel it like he's going to break free and get that big touchdown run.
Mato drops back, gets rid of it over the head of Bettle, falls incomplete, and it's going to be a 3rd down and long. Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, sponsored in part by Liberty Basement Systems, Countryside Landscaping Service, and Tri-County Tag. Also, Selinsgrove Football and SBC Sports Live is sponsored in part by Sunbury Motors Company, Nottingham Village, and DQ Grill and Chill. A big 3rd down here for the Seals. 3rd down and 7, 6:24 to go. 2-down territory for the Seals if they're unable to pick up a first down on this play. Twins to each side. Rice alone back in the backfield. Amato drops back. He's got some time. Gets rid of it. Looking for Bettle beyond the defense and not able to make the connection. Falls incomplete. And a 4th down for the Seals to try to keep this possession alive, to keep the game alive, as this possession sees the clock go under 6:20 to go in the game, trailing by 11.
Yeah, Amato was under a ton of pressure there, and he still delivered a decent pass just out the outstretched hands of Bettle, and Amato took a big hit, a little slow to get up, but he is still on the field.
4th down play for the Seals. The last time they had a 4th down, they were able to move the chains. See what happens here with twins to each side. Score zone in the slot on the left. Amato looking to the right, gets rid of it. It's tipped, but caught by Wyatt Teets, but there's a flag on the play. I think I saw a flag. Yes, there's a flag thrown in the middle of the line. And the body language of the Seals looks like this one is going to come back. And it will.
That hurts. That hurts there. I mean, you need a little bit of luck on your side to win some games. And that was a pass that got tipped, had a weird flight, but Teet's still able to catch it, get the first down. That's the luck you need sometimes, but all negated there with a holding penalty. So it's going to bring it back, and now you're 4th and 16.
So 4th and 16, all the way back at their own 45-yard line. They need to get inside the Juniata 40-yard line to the 39-yard line, so they're going to go with a punt on the play. Looking for a good snap. Get this one away. Last punt wasn't a good one for Carter. Better punt this time in the middle of the field. Fair catch taken by Sheps outside of his own 25-yard line, just short of the 30-yard line. Selinsgrove Seal Football and SBC Sports Live is sponsored in part by W&L Mazda, Nissan, and Subaru, and Chris Cantwell State Farm Insurance.
It's really frustrating because, Selinsgrove's only got 7 points in this game, but their offense has not played bad. They've moved the ball. They've changed field position. They just have not been able to just consistently put the full drive together and punch some points on the board.
There was no scoring in the first quarter. 4 touchdowns, 3 of them by Juniata in the second. No scoring in the third, and here we are, no scoring so far. Fumble snap on the turf, and Juniata's going to be able to dive on top of it. So unfortunate snap by Juniata, but they save it by jumping on top of it. And Juniata has a man down with another cramp situation for the Juniata Indians. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a bunch of guys go to the turf and ask for people to help stretch them out because there's been a lot of cramping. You called it, Ryan. You knew there was going to be that in the start of the season. You try to prepare all you can, but when you're going 100%, it's all different. Your muscles aren't ready, and cramping has been a big story here tonight for both teams.
Well, and you always exert more unwarranted energy in the first game of the year. You're so hyped. You're jumping around a little bit more. You're pacing a little bit more. You're just not settled in. Those are all things, you're using energy, using muscle. And, the earlier games in the year, they're the hottest ones. They're probably not drinking as much water. And this is what we get. But I'll be honest, Pat, of all the games, we've done, we've seen a lot of cramps. This is by far the most we have ever seen. The entire Juniata team seems to be dealing with cramps right now.
Rolls coming off and dealing with the cramp. Updated score, Shikellamy leading Milton 19-7. And Southern Columbia trailing while missing 35-14. Montoursville shutting out Wellsboro 45-0. Second down and long. Call it second down and 15. Back gets the call off the left. Hit hard by a host of white shirts making the stop. White teeth coming up from the safety position. So third down and 11 for Juniata. Clock continues to run. Under 5:20 to go in the game. Selinsgrove Seal football on Eagle 107. It's sponsored in part by Helping Hands of Shamokin Dam, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Cole Stony Hill Tree Farm. Third down and 11. Seals defense trying to come up with a big stop. Maybe a turnover. Shotgun for Kondo. Long count, letting the clock wind down. Finally gets the snap, turns, gives it to deep man Ramirez, and he's blown up in the backfield. Look like Owen Hoffman comes blitzing through, and he makes the big stop on Ramirez.
Man, that was great timing. Huge play out of Hoffman, having a real nice night. He's now at 6 tackles with a tackle for a loss there. And he's going to get that Selinsgrove offense back on the field because of that play. That was huge. Still time on the clock. It is running down to 4:20, but there is enough time still in this game. But the Seals now offensively have to put points on the board.
Sheps does the punting for the Juniata Indians. Gets the snap, punts it away. It's a high punt. Teach is going to let it go, and it's going to take a bounce.
Get out of the way.
Give Selinsgrove good field position at the 44-yard line as they'll take over first down and 10, 3:59 to go in the game, trailing 18-7. Some other updated scores. You got Midwest leading Central Columbia 21-0. Danville trailing by 11 to Bloomsburg 21-10. Mount Carmel down 20 to North Schuylkill 40-20. Mifflinburg all over Loyalsock 41-13. Shamokin leading by 7 over Pottsville 21-14. And Jersey Shore up 20 on Dallas 27-7. A week 3 opponent for the Selinsgrove Seals are the Jersey Shore Bulldogs. First down and 10 for the Seals. Trips to the right. Just Maria out there as well on the trips to the right. Amato looking that way. Over the middle, make the catch is Bettle right at midfield. Dives over midfield to the 49. But Selinsgrove's having to have going an up tempo, but there's a cramp, so we'll get a stoppage once again. And let you know that Selinsgrove Seals football and SBC Sports Live, sponsored in part by Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Selinsgrove and Service First Federal Credit Union. Ryan, when you look at all these sponsors, appreciate they allow us to come out on a Friday night and call these games and bring them to you. And again, you're talking about E.H. Kleckner, J.J. Powell, and Zimmerman Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Truck. Some of these sponsors have been with us since day one. Wise Market. You got Polished Party Palace, Selinsgrove Ford, Sunbury Motor Company, Nottingham Village, and DQ Grill and Chill. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We got a man down dealing with the cramp. This is Selinsgrove football presented by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107 and Eagle107.com. Brett Rice gets the call on that third down, or on that second down play, going off to the right. They're going to get just short of the 47-yard line to make this a 3rd down and 2, a long 2, maybe a 3 altogether, as another Juniata man goes down to the turf asking for some assistance as he's going to be cramped, and this trainer is going to get his steps in. This is probably the 12th time he's made his way out on the field, but getting to his feet for Juniata and coming off with a sizable limp is Brenninger, as he will come to the sidelines. 3rd down play for the Seals. 3:30 to go in the game. They trail by 11, 18-7. Selinsgrove's Week 2 matchup is against Twin Valley, who's beating Berks Catholic 45-19.
I've never seen so many cramps from one team. I mean, it's every play.
It's a cramp game.
Do they not condition at all? Do they not drink at all?
It is a cool night.
It is a conditioning and fluid thing.
This is going to go Rice off the side, and a mix-up on the snap and toss to Rice. A loss on the play, 4th down, and desperate times now for the Seals. See what they come up with this on a 4th down and 6, with the clock winding, coming up on 3 minutes to go in the game.
Well, this is your ball game right here for Selinsgrove.
Amato takes the snap, looking left, gets rid of it, and underthrown. Not a chance that time for Jess Maria to be able to make the reception on that underthrown. Turnover on downs, go back to the Juniata Indians. And as you said, Ryan, I think right now it is a matter of ball control for the Indians, and they can come away from this to start the 2025 season 1-0 and get their first win over the Seals in 5 tries on the opening, or their first win in 3 tries on the opening night.
On that 4th down play there, Selinsgrove went to the well where they've had success on the out. 4th and 6 to run a 6-yard out, but Sheps from the safety position all over it and just shut it down. Short pass anyways, but it wouldn't have been complete if it was long enough.
Kondo turns, gives it to the deep man. Carried by Bargo as he's able to get it inside the Selinsgrove 45-yard line to the 44-yard line. He'll pick up 5. 2nd down and 5. Clock continues to run with 2:30 to go in the game.
Can't see the score, but what's the timeout situation, Pat?
They don't have it up there, so I'm not sure. Not using one right now with 2:20 to go in the game.
I think Selinsgrove has 2. They did use one on right the 3rd quarter. I think they used one.
They might have, but right now, Juniata going with a tight formation. Turn, give it to the deep man, rolls, hit by Wyatt Teets. Excuse me, that's Bargo on the carry. Wyatt Teets comes up, make the hit, but it's not until after a 1st down pickup by the Indians. The clock will stop while they reset the chains. The head official will put it back in play right now, and the clock will go under 2 minutes to go in this one. And just to clarify, Selinsgrove has played Juniata 4 times in the opener. Selinsgrove had won the previous 3, but it looks like the Indians are going to get this victory here tonight. And now we will have a timeout, and this will be taken by the Selinsgrove Seals.
Yeah, I mean, barring any kind of miracle here, it's going to be a loss to open up the season for Selinsgrove. But I think they showed a lot of things, a lot of good things to clean up and build on. Listen, we talked before the game. Who's gonna step up and show us the type of game that we haven't seen yet from them? And I don't know how you say Teets isn't that guy. I mean, what a night for him at the receiver position. Also defensively, he's got 4 tackles. He's been sure tackles too. Nothing broken that he's been a part of. And offensively, he's just running all over the field. Special teams, return and kicks. Huge party for Wyatt Teets tonight, coming out party, and man, that's something to build on. I like what we've seen out of Rice, almost as many yards tonight as he had all last season because of injuries, but good to see him doing good things. I think Amato's looked like a real high school quarterback tonight, probably one of the best games I've seen him play. Just needs some more growth around him.
So quick play that time by Juniata. following the Selinsgrove timeout inside of the 35-yard line for the Indians. It'll be a second down for the Indians. No rush here. Clock continues to wind. 1:24 to go in the game. Again, next week we'll be home for the first time in 2025 as Selinsgrove will host Twin Valley as they are handling Berks Catholic right now. So they'll look like they'll come in at 1-0 against the Seals next week. Rolls gets the call. Bargo, I think, gets the call. And he's going to blast through to pick up the first down. And Hoffman got in there but couldn't wrap him up. And it's going to be a first down pickup and pretty much seal the deal for the Indians to get a victory here tonight against the Selinsgrove Seals.
Yeah, the Indians can go in the victory formation now. Selinsgrove only have one timeout remaining, so they don't have enough to keep this clock from striking zero. So I expect to see that victory formation right now for Juniata.
Worth noting, Brett Rice got to 100 yards on the night. He did have a big loss on the play. Hopefully he didn't fall under 100 yards, but he was right at 100 yards. That's going to be a bright spot for the Seals that you talked about. Some good things as the knee taken by Kondo. And celebration on the near side for the Juniata Indians, who gets the first opener win over the Seals. And they'll get the win 18-7 over the Selinsgrove Seals. Stick around as we will bring to you the scoring recap of this one, stats from this one. Also, final thoughts as the Selinsgrove Seals fall to the Juniata Indians 18-7 here from Dietrich Field at Juniata High School. Come back after the break, bring you the post-game show. This is Selinsgrove football, brought to you by Selinsgrove Ford on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.
It's the Kia Sportage Blowout event at Sunbury Motors Kia. Take advantage of 0% APR for 48 months on 2025 Kia Sportages or 0.9% APR for 48 months on 2025 Sportage Hybrids. They're going fast. Get 1.9% APR for 48 months on the newly designed 26 Sportage LX models starting under $33,000.
Schick had a 3rd and 41, had 40.
Welcome to the Eagle 107 post-game show here from Dietrich Field on the campus of Juniata High School as the Selinsgrove Seals fall to 0-1 to start the 2025 season as they fall to the Juniata Indians 18-7. And this is how it went. There was no scoring in the first quarter, so we moved to the second quarter, and it would be the Juniata Indians getting on the board first as Sheps took it from 2 yards out. That was with 10-10 to go in the second quarter. They completed an impressive 16-play drive going 87 yards, took 7 minutes and 33 seconds. The extra point came up short for the Indians, but they led 6-0. They would back that up with another rushing touchdown, this one coming from Ramirez. He went in from 27 yards out. That came with 6:38 to go in the first half. That was just a 4-play drive covering just 42 yards. Only took 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Once again, the extra point no good. They tried to go for 2, were stopped by the Seals defense, but Juniata went up 12-0. Again, that was with 6:38 to go in that first half. Selinsgrove would finally get on the board. It was Brett Rice as he took it from 1 yard out. That came with 1:20 to go in the first half. Selinsgrove double-digit scoring drive, 10 plays, 64 yards, took 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Their extra point good by Kinley Weiser as Selinsgrove cut into the lead to make it a 5-point lead for Juniata at 12-7. But another score in the second quarter. This time Ramirez gets another score. This from 3 yards out. It came with just 8 seconds to go in that first half. That was a 7-play drive covering 62 yards. Took a minute and 4 seconds. The extra point, no good. Juniata led 18-7, and that would be the score at the end of the first half. And that would eventually be the final score as the Juniata Indians improve to 1-0. Selinsgrove falls to 0-1 to start out the season. And Selinsgrove will take on Twin Valley next week at home as the Juniata Indians will face, or the Selinsgrove Seals will face the Twin Valley team who had just looks like they end up beating the Berks Catholic in an impressive win. So we know that's going to be a tough one. But right now it's about licking their chops right now after a tough loss to a Juniata team who we know what they would come in and do. And they ended up doing just enough to get a win here. But Ryan, you broke it down and talked about it. I mean, there's a lot of positives come out of this. It's going to be a tough route to go to take on Twin Valley. But there's stuff you put on film. I remember Dave Hess saying that to us all the time about get stuff on film to watch, and there's definitely a lot of things that they're going to be able to pinpoint to say what's good tonight.
Well, and not only good things to build off of, but bad things that are easy to clean up. Some face masks, some penalties at times, maybe getting rid of the ball. I mean, honestly, that kind of grew and healed itself as the game went on. Had that early Amato hang on the ball, taking the sack, then he played it perfectly the rest of the game. But the mistakes they made tonight are things that they can clean up, and nothing major. And this team is going to get better with every day, with every practice, especially with every Friday night game. So this is not the Selinsgrove football team you're going to see come week 5, 6, and 7. They are going to grow a ton. There's going to be confidence. There's going to be comfort. And those are huge when you're competing at this level, the varsity level. So, we want the win. We want the W, no doubt. But I'm not head down. I mean, there's a great football game to watch. Both teams played hard. It really just came down to a couple plays, especially big plays for Juniata. But I like what I saw tonight. I'm feeling pretty confident for this team.
As we continue with the Eagle 107 post-game show, run down some scores of other games. Shikellamy leading Milton 26-15. And Ryan, you had a tidbit about what happened in that game. Something very unusual play in that game for the Shikellamy Braves as they are leading right now by 11, 26-15 late in that game.
Yeah, Mark Fozzie, he's texting me during our game, and he said that Schick had a 3rd and 41, and they completed a 44-yard pass to Charlie Walter. That is a gut punch on 3rd and 41.
So I'm sure it wouldn't be hard for Kevin to come up with the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. And speaking of that, our Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game, and there were Sheps had that touchdown at the beginning. They got up 12-0. Ramirez with the long touchdown run. But your thoughts on the Schmokendam Health Center backbreaker play of the game?
And I don't know if you've thought of this, and I doubt this is the one you're picking, but right before half, when Sheps had that catch and long run down to the 3-yard line, I know he didn't get in there, but that was when Selinsgrove had all the momentum. And there's 20 seconds left in the half. You're looking to go into halftime. You're going to get the ball the second half. but Sheps catches a 3-yard hitch and turns it into a 30-yard gain and sets up the score right before halftime. That, to me, was the backbreaker play of the game.
Well, and the backbreaker play of the game is explained just that. What play, when you think you have the momentum, you think you're going to come back, you're feeling good about the opportunity, getting the ball in the second half, just scored, you're going to take that into halftime, and something breaks the back of your momentum. And that's exactly what the whole thing is all about. So I agree with you. The Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game has to be the long run to set up the touchdown run by Ramirez that ended up giving them the 18-7 lead. But I would agree that the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game is just that. It's the long run by Shep setting up the score. So that's what we'll go with. That's the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Shamokin Dam Health Center offering medical care, chiropractic care, rehabilitation, and more. Call 570-743-4333 for an appointment. The Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Before we give you the stats from this one, some updated scores of other games. Once again, Warrior Run leading Muncie 21-7. Montoursville all over Wellsboro 58-0. Why Missing putting up 49 points on Southern Columbia and leading that one 49-20. Montgomery shutting out Hughesville 14-0 at last report. Mifflinburg putting up 47 points and leading Loyalsock 47-13. And North Schuylkill putting up 62 points on Mount Carmel, leading 62-20. A Week 10 opponent is trailing as Bloomsburg leading Danville 27-10. Midwest leading 27-7 over Central Columbia, and Shamokin up 14 last report, leading Pottsville 28-14. Lewisburg trailing Line Mountain 38-13. So as we continue with the Eagle 107 post game, looking at the numbers, Selinsgrove gives up 17 first downs, 145 rushing, 69 through the air for a total of 214 yards. Juniata had 3 penalties for 30 yards, and they did have the 1 interception, but got to put a little asterisk next to that one. It was basically intercept punt situation for Juniata when Fordyce made the interception deep in their own territory. For Selinsgrove, 15 first downs, 119 yards rushing, 133 yards passing for a total of 252 yards, 8 penalties by the Seals, and they did have the 1 turnover. Individual numbers for Juniata. Kondo finished 6 for 10 for 69 yards. Sheps did have the 1 throw, but again, it was intercepted. It was basically a punt for the Juniata Indians. Sheps ends the night with 4 catches for 63 yards. Ramirez, 2 catches for 6 yards. In the rushing department, Ramirez, 13 carries, 61 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Rolls, 8 carries at 32 yards. Bargo, 7 carries, 31 yards. Sheps at just 12 yards, but added a touchdown in his rushing department. Again, the Selinsgrove Seals fall tonight 18-7. Looking at their individual numbers, Rice goes over 100 yards on 20 carries and a touchdown. Fegley, the freshman, got 3 carries for 6 yards, and Crew Carter 2 carries for 12 yards. And again, can't talk enough about the importance of a run game, and Rice, trying to stay healthy, can make some things happen going over 100 yards. Got to feel good about the kid.
You love it because he's that guy. He's the senior. He's got the most experience probably on this team. Him and maybe Vasquez Amato, they probably are in that conversation for the most playing time. But Brett Rice showed up tonight and made some big runs. That is something they're definitely going to build on. Also, now there's film out there. Teams are going to see how well Rice played. So it's also going to come back on Amato and Teets and that receiving core and Bettle at tight end, because I would imagine some of these teams are going to come in now and really focus on trying to stop Brett Rice.
In the passing department, Amato finishes 11 for 22 for 133 yards. He did have that 1 interception. His main target, no surprise, is Wyatt Teets. 7 catches for 83 yards. Scorzone, 1 catch for 19 yards. Neidick, the other starting receiver, had 2 catches for 16 yards. And Bettle got that 1 late catch for 5 yards. Again, Amato finishes with 133 yards. Total yards, Selinsgrove, not bad when you look at 252 yards, balanced with 119 on the ground, 133 through the air. But like you said, it's on film now. Teams will prepare for it, but it's nice when you can balance it out that way, and they get that tonight, even though they fall 18-7, as we continue to talk about the positives of tonight's game. Selinsgrove falls to 0-1, and the Juniata Indians start the season 1-0. Ryan, final thoughts before we wrap it up, as we want to make sure that we send a shout out to kicking coach Dan Troop. He was a volunteer kicking coach since 2001. Dan had his lower right leg amputated. He suffered many setbacks. He is currently living at Oak Green Nursing Home in Lewisburg. He hopes to be out and at a home game this year. He coached every kicker since Ryan Rumberger. So we're sending our thoughts, Eagle 107, Sunbury Broadcasting, to Dan Troop, hoping for an opportunity for him to get healthy enough that he can come to a home game, and we'll have to find out if he's there. But we're sending our love and thoughts to Dan Troop, longtime kicking coach for the Seals.
Big part of Seal Nation for sure.
Well, that wraps up Eagle 107 post-game show. Selinsgrove again falls tonight to the Juniata Indians 18-7. Next week, the Seals take on Twin Valley at home at Harold L. Bullock Memorial Field. Catch Seals Game Day with Pat O'Brien and Ryan Brandt starting at 6, followed by the kickoff at 7. Remember, each week on Eagle 107, when the Penn State are on the field, you can hear all the action on Eagle 107. For Zach Showers, our stat guy, and for our producer, Jordan Miller, and also back at the studio, Rob Center, our stat man, Zach Showers. This is Pat O'Brien saying thanks for joining us for Seals Football on Eagle 107, eagle107.com, and on the SBC Sports Live YouTube channel.